in Dallas tonight. Ready? Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. This is Hank and I'm ready. Let's get this picture started. Let's paint this town and do it up right. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night. The roof is open, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, where they'll host Super Bowl 45. And the 97th meeting of the Giants and Cowboys set to kick off here on Monday Night Football.
And we're live from Hornet Stadium here in Maumelle, Arkansas. The Vilonia Eagles taking on the 2-2 Maumelle Hornets. Vilonia coming in 0-4 due to forfeit of our first 3 ball games. But, Alan, it's a beautiful night here at Maumelle. Eagles looking for a big win to get their first conference win of the season.
Boy, and I think we can. You know, just control. It's an offense that we're familiar with. We've seen it for several weeks now. So hopefully defensively we've got some things nailed down that's going to make us successful tonight.
That's right. Maumelle is primarily a spread team, but they don't necessarily pass all ball game. They'll run the ball a lot, and they'll run it around the edges very efficiently, very quickly.
Right, and again, they're a run-first type offense out of a spread offense.
Right.
And again, just like Alma last week, we're going to have to watch out for their quarterback, Mr. Trayvon Morgan. He is their leading rusher again, just like Alma's quarterback was last week. So, again, that's why I think that it gives us a little bit of edge. It's the same type of offense.
That's right. Didn't have to scheme too much differently this week for but a bit quicker of a quarterback, more athletic team than we've seen in the past here out of Maumelle. It's one of those things that they rush. They run until something happens. They're a very athletic team that has a couple setbacks coaching-wise, but nonetheless, they're so athletic that things work out well for them.
They do, and because of their athleticism, you know, they don't have to be perfect on every play. So key for us tonight is certainly gang tackling and getting to the ball, and then wrapping up that ball carrier, being just taking him all the way to the ground.
That's right. That's right. Now we got Corey Erie down here as our producer for us tonight. We're going to go ahead and get to one of the things we do every single week, which are our senior spotlights. We're going to start with Trenton Hetherington. He was our senior of the week, our senior spotlight last week, but due to some technical difficulties, we actually did not have him on we weren't able to get his senior spotlight. But first off, Trenton Hetherington, he comes in at 5'11", 240 pounds. He's a linebacker. He will not play this week. Once again, had surgery 2 weeks ago, but nonetheless, we look to possibly see him next week against Harrison for our homecoming game. Trent said that he's played football since the 2nd grade, starting with flag football in the 2nd grade. He lived in Little Rock until the end of the 2nd grade, and he actually was a swimmer when he was younger. In grade school, he swam a lot. He doesn't look much like a swimmer nowadays, though, does he?
No, he doesn't.
No, 5'11", 240, not the swimmer build, but he said he was quite the swimmer back in the day. He had 2 sisters that attended Vilonia, and when I asked him what's your favorite part about football, he said he enjoys the relationships and bonds that come through playing ball. His senior year, he looks forward most to senior night, the last game against Greenbrier, and playing against Jeremy Kendall, former Vilonia Eagle. I said, now, Trent, what will you miss most when you graduate? He said he'll definitely miss being able to use his hit stick, as he called it, and being able to live out football. He said that you can watch football on TV, and you want to be out there, you want to be playing, you want to be those guys, but in this game, in high school football, he can actually be out there. He can be the kid on the field making the plays, and that's his favorite part of it. He did say that he's had a lot of fun this year heckling the refs. He said he's had a lot of referee crews that are very similar throughout the years. He knows a lot of those guys, and said he gives them a lot of lip every now and then in a fun, easy way. But I asked him, I said, Trent, what is either your funniest or most intense, what's the best moment you can give me, best story you can give me from your football career? And this one's funny. I can attest to this. I was actually here when this happened. He said that as they were running gassers in junior high, his 9th grade season, Hayden Cooper, current offensive lineman for the Eagles, ran frantically in the locker room. The coaches started screaming, "Hayden, what are you doing? Cooper, where are you going? What's going on?" And he said, Coach, I'm sorry, I got to go. I just crapped my pants. In the middle of conditioning after practice, Trent said he's never laughed so hard at football practice than in that moment. He said middle of death, middle of gassers, yet he still, it was one of the funniest things he's ever seen. Now, Trent, as we said, he plays through a broken hand, had a recent surgery due to that, so that's a big thing that motivates him. He said his most influential person in his football life is Coach Cron. He said they attend the same church, have a close bond and a relationship that's pretty much unbreakable. And he said he's most influenced outside of football by his dad, who is an easy mentor and very intelligent person, said he drives him a lot. And I said, Trent, if you could say one thing to 950 of our listeners, what would it be? He said, life short, stunt it. That's a quote from the movie Hot Rod, he told me. I haven't seen that one personally.
I haven't seen that one either.
No, but Trent's a good young man and a great football player. We hope to see him back next week against Harrison. Our next senior spotlight, as we'll have 3 this week due to technical difficulty, will be Cody Mitchell. Cody Mitchell is 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. Now, 200 pounds is saying something. I may be giving him there a little bit. But he said he's played since 3rd grade. He lived in Vilonia his entire life. His dad actually won a GAC championship at Henderson State in football and baseball. He had a sister that cheered at Vilonia, graduated a few years ago, and he said the best part about playing football for the Eagles is the Friday night atmosphere that gives him chills every time he runs through that sign. It's one of those deals we've seen a lot of our seniors mention that, and it's one of the things that every football player can attest to. There's nothing better than Friday night lights running out of that sign. Now, I asked him, when you graduate, what are you going to miss most? He said he'll miss the Friday night experience and the adrenaline rush. As, once again, running through that sign, the adrenaline rush he gets, he said he'll miss that more than anything. But he looks forward to finishing strong in his senior year, his final year of football. Now, I asked him, I said, what is your most intense, your funniest? Give me a good football story. As I asked them all, and he said, during practice, his junior year, Cody was running the football, and after maybe a 3 or 4 yard gain, he heard a loud crack. He looked down and saw Wyatt Milliken holding his arm, cradling his arm, and he knew that something bad had obviously happened. Wyatt had broken his hand on that play in practice there, and he'd been out for the rest of the season, one of those things that held Wyatt out of the season last year. And Cody said, as a team, we were able to rally around him and win more games than we ever thought possible last year in Coach Young's first season at the helm. He said that play right there, that moment, was something they could rally around and really become one team as a whole, one family after that moment. He said that his concussion last week, 2 weeks ago actually, that put him at a setback. He went through concussion protocol, and he's 110% ready to go this week. We look to see him at starting running back. He was a big factor in our first 2-3 ball games, and he's a heavy runner, isn't he?
Yeah, I see him down there getting warmed up. Seems like he's getting back to his own self.
He is back to his own self, 110%. Now, I said, who's the most influential person? As we've heard from a lot of the cornerbacks, he said Coach Steven. Coach Stevens is the biggest influence because he's personable. He said he's not just a coach, he's a friend. Right. Now, outside of football, he said he's most influenced by his mother. She keeps him straight, he said, and molds him into a man. Now, this quote, we tried to read it last week, didn't really get it out there. It's one of my favorite quotes. I haven't heard this. This is the first time I've heard this when you brought it up to him, but it says this. It says, you can be a lawyer, you can be a doctor, you can be a surgeon, but you don't need those people every day. But you need a farmer 3 times a day. And that's a Craig Dewey quote. He's the agri teacher here at Vilonia. Said that is definitely his favorite teacher. But that's the truth, isn't it? You need a farmer 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Gotta love that one. Now our next senior spotlight here is Mr. Ben Duff. He is a 5'9", 185-pound running back. He's played football for 10 years. He's had a big impact. Plays on defense very, very efficiently. At the corner position, they switch him in at Rover and Stinger, a couple of those hybrid players they have out there near the linebacker spot. He's a bigger guy that's very strong for his size there at 5'9". Played for 10 years, as we said. He's lived in Vilonia his whole life. Played for the white team in Pee Wee. Said his favorite Pee Wee moment was winning the Super Bowl, of course. Every Pee Wee boy strives to win the Super Bowl, and he said he was able to do that 1 year behind running back I'm sorry, I completely forgot his name. But former Eagle running backs playing ball in California. Danny Smith, that's who it was. Okay. Behind Danny Smith, playing ball in California now. Actually has offers from Boise State. It's one of those guys, Eagle alumni, that's pretty good at football. Mr. Duff said he has an older brother, Andrew, that actually played football at Vilonia. I'm sure you'll remember seeing him out there Friday nights. And he said his favorite part about football, of course, running out of the tunnel. The adrenaline before the home games and being able to come out, of course, to enter Sandman, our new big run-out tunnel. He said that's his favorite part. He about got lost in there last week. But, no, he enjoys that more than anything else and looks forward to coming together as his senior year, coming together as a team, win or lose. He wants these guys to be family. You got 3 grades of boys. He wants to really come together this season. Now, I asked him, what will you miss most? And this kind of surprised me here. He told me that he will miss practice. He says when he graduates, he'll miss practice because that's when you get to improve. The games are fun. The games are awesome. But practice is really where you come together and you begin to learn how to play football together and as a family. Then I also asked him, what's your favorite, funniest moment, most intense? He said, the Cron Rage. He said that in ninth grade, Casey Cron came into the locker room during a film day, slamming doors and throwing things left and right, and raged out of the room. He said the reason is because that ninth grade team, who ended up being a 9-1 team, he said they were so arrogant. The team had gotten big heads. They thought they were better than everybody else. And to see Coach Cron really have an impact personally due to the arrogance of the team, he said they all looked around and said, listen, we've got to step up and we've got to be men about this, be mature about this. We can't be arrogant every week. He said that was a turning point in their ninth grade year, was to be able to say, hey, we can't go in as Goliath every game because David's going to come along and knock us down. We've got to come in acting like an underdog every week and play the best football we could play. So the Cron Rage, he said, was a turning point in their season. They ended up turning those guys on to a 9-1 year that year.
Sounds like a turning point in Mr. Duff's life.
Yeah, it was.
Many life lessons taught through a football
That's
coach.
right. No kidding. Coach Cron especially, he's a fiery guy. Now, I asked him who you most influenced by. Of course, as a cornerback, he said Coach Stevens because he's very easy to connect with. He's a friend, not just a coach, and is very personable. Now, Duff said outside of football, the most influential person was his mom because when he was little, she was always there to play catch with him, catch the football, catch the baseball, no matter what. She was there for him and was a big influence in his life as a young man. Now, I asked him, I said, Mr. Duff, what's one thing, if you could say one thing to 950 people listening live, what would it be? He said, don't blink. Don't let life pass you by, don't blink. And
there you go.
He ended up saying there at the end, he said, also, if you're an offender, don't blink. Because as soon as you blink, I'll be right there in your face ready to knock you out. And I asked him, I said, Mr. Duff, what's your score prediction for tonight's ball game? He said, I'll be honest with you. Tonight we're ready to go. We're fired up. We've schemed very well this week. 27-13, Vilonia with a win tonight.
I like it.
I'd take that for
like
sure.
It. I like it.
I'll take that for sure. We'll bring it back into the booth here. Once again, Drake Toll here with Alan Wade. We got Corey Erie, our play-by-play guy, will be with us at the beginning of the ball game. We are currently at 6:40, 20 minutes from kickoff here in Maumelle, Arkansas. The Hornets taking on the Eagles. Hornets come in 2-2. They're on a 2-game win streak. Can you tell me what they've done these past two ball games?
Well, they first conference game they played Greenbrier. And it looked like a shootout. I didn't get to see a lot of the details, but the final score was 21-18.
That's right.
So very close, but I don't know how the game progressed, but it ended.
Yeah,
Maumelle on top.
That's right. I can't tell you
by
this.
the 3 points.
Greenbrier was leading the ball game 18-7.
Yeah.
And then fell behind there. Some conditioning issues as we've seen through the state the past couple of weeks from a lot of different teams. With conditioning issues in the fourth quarter for Greenbrier, that and the loss of Jeremy Kendall with a broken collarbone was a setback for them last week. But overall, Maumelle played really well in the second half down the stretch, and they're a second half team to say the least. The week before, they went to Mills. How'd they do in that one?
They won 37-0. So Mills not that strong this year, but they're putting up 37 points, and this spread offense is, they're pretty consistently doing. Apart from their first 2 weeks, which was against North Little Rock and Wynn. Right. Wynn being one of the better 5A teams, and of course North Little Rock being one of the better 7A teams. That's their 2 losses on the year.
Right.
And got beat handily. So it's going to be interesting tonight. See what we've learned over the past couple of weeks. See if we've fixed our tackling issues, and if we clean up that,
right,
Mr. Duff is right. There's no reason why we shouldn't win this ball game.
We're in great
shape.
We
clean up our tackling issues and just matriculate the ball down the field as we do and stay in character. We don't have to throw it 50 yards down the field.
That's right.
We just got to stretch the field side to side, make them cover the whole field, the way that they can create those gaps.
That's right. And one of the things you brought up, he who should not be named, Bobby Petrino, as the coach of the Razorbacks, I don't know if you remember this, but he would always schedule the cupcakes preseason. Right. We always played the New Mexico States, the Missouri States, a lot of FCS teams, but Maumelle this season not afraid to go into the fire and take it head on. Their first two games against two of the better teams in the entire state. Win, of course, in the state championship last year against Pulaski Academy and North Little Rock. They actually won it last year, if I believe I'm correct in that. Did they not?
I don't remember. I'll go with you.
We'll go with that. In North Little Rock, the 7A state champs. But they lost those games handily, but you learn a lot of lessons in those games against the better teams of how to play some football.
Right. You always want to step up and play the competition because that's where you're going to get better.
That's right.
Playing down, you're not being challenged.
That's right.
So I like their call going up and playing the bigger schools. So
that's right. And you look at some of the highlights from Maumelle thus far, especially in the past couple of weeks. Greenbrier, a bit of a slower team, and Maumelle likes that kind of style. Maumelle likes to run it quickly. They've got a quarterback that is fast as grease lightning, Xavion Morgan down there. That says 5'8", 145. Not a big guy, but he's so speedy. He'll get around you. He'll score.
That's right. And he runs the Gus Malzahn type of offense, that read offense, where he's watching the tight end, and he's either going to give it to Mr. Trey Jackson in the backfield, or he's going to tuck it and he's going to run around the end. And that's how they're going to beat you. They want to beat you to the edge and then get up the field.
That's right. Now Maumelle, as we've talked about, not necessarily a very big team. They're undersized. Their tallest receiver just 6 foot tall. Now, undersized they may be, they're one of the quickest teams the Eagles will see all season. Very athletic out there,
and they can jump.
Yeah.
The receivers can jump. Now, what the game film that I did see, Mr. Morgan is not terribly accurate, plus 15 yards down the field. Anything between the line of scrimmage and 15 yards, he's pretty good at, and that's primarily where they're going to try to attack us. When they go to the air, that's where they're going to try to attack us. Just a handful of times they're going to try to stretch the field, plus 15 yards on us.
A lot of screen passes, short route.
Right. And that's not his game. It's not down the field, and Maumelle tends to hold true to that. They'll stay within 15 yards. Therefore, we can pack our defense in a little bit, to stop that run and stop that short pass.
Now they do have one tick that we know when we see him come in the ball game. We know what's going to happen. Number 16. Connor McCullough. He is 6 foot tall, 175, a bigger guy, and he is their pocket passer. Third down and long, they'll bring him in the ball game, and you know it's going to be a pass.
It's coming. Just protect against it at that point.
That's right. Not a speedier guy as Mr. Xavion Morgan is, but Morgan, leading rusher, leading passer. He averages 94 yards passing through the air a game, but he leads the team with 246 yards rushing, averaging 61 yards a game. Mr. Trey Jackson's their second leading rusher with 188 yards, 47 yards a game, and 1 touchdown. Mr. Morgan has got 2 touchdowns, and everybody else is under 100 as far as their rushing. And then Mr. McCullough he averages 37 yards a game as far as passing. So he is certainly their situational type quarterback there. And you got to look at some of those stats. You look at the past 2 ball games; they've been able to compile better stats because the first 2, of course, the statistics were very skewed considering the great teams that were playing.
That's right. And their leading receiver, Braylon Wade, he's a senior. He's how tall is he? He's 5'7", 164. But he's
a slot guy.
Right. 13 receptions for 160 yards on the year. He averages 40 yards a game. So he's certainly their go-to guy. Mr. Robinson, number 1, is their number 2 receiver, just 2 yards behind him with 158 yards. Actually averages more yards a game. He's got 17 receptions with his 158. He's just not as down the field.
Right.
So
you look at, as far as their backfield goes, they're all juniors, a lot of younger guys, and they all started last year. 9 returning starters on this offense for the Hornets, and that's a big number.
That is. And that gives them that extra year in the system.
That's right.
Of course, they got a new quarterback, but they're not really changing system. They're just inserting a new coach.
That's right.
Into what they were already doing. So with that, he's got that year under his belt. And he can run it. He can run it just a little bit. Run that offense a little bit better this year.
That's right. Coach Kirk Horton, the head coach here at Maumelle, 2-2 in his tenure here, just beginning this season. And as you said, they're not changing much, are they?
No. I mean, they're going to hold true to what Maumelle does.
That's right.
Like I tell us at halftime every week, we got to stay within our character. That's their character, is to spread you out and run it, and that's what we're going to get out of them tonight.
That's right. Now, as I hear, you have a trivia question for me to begin this ball game.
I ain't got it ready for you now. I mean, I've got it. I just got to consult my notes, make sure that I ask it the right way. and here's the other thing. I'm going to make them dig deep first. I've got to ask Corey his question first, and then you're going to play off of that. So you actually got the second part.
At halftime, right? Hopefully at halftime.
It'll be halftime. somewhere right around there.
Good, I'm excited
Whenever
about
Corey
that one.
tells me to put it in there is where I'm going to get you in on that.
Now we'll go ahead. We have approximately 12 minutes here for a ball game. We are once again in Maumelle this week as the Hornets take on the Eagles, a big ball game for the Vilonia Eagles as they're taking on their second conference opponent of the season. Like to get a big win here. And let's go ahead and talk about playoffs looking forward, because a lot of these guys are looking towards the playoffs.
They are.
That's a big part of our goals this season. And one of the big things we have is the fact that this ball game, Maumelle, is considerably better than Greenbrier. They showed that last week. They're better than Greenbrier. They're better than Farmington, who's one of the teams that's down in the West this year, and then Clarksville at the bottom of the West right now after giving about 61 points to Farmington last week. One of those games, or three of those teams, all are worse than Maumelle considerably, as you can see statistically. So say we beat Maumelle tonight. That gives us the upper edge against Farmington, upper edge against Clarksville, and upper edge against Greenbrier, which will be a big game no matter what. Whether we win, no games the rest of the season, Greenbrier is going to be that one that you want to win the big game no matter who's where.
Right.
But that puts us at 4-3 in conference. Even if you fall to Harrison and to Morrilton, games we will not be favored in. But looking at that right there, this game is pivotal for the playoff spot. 4 wins get you that 4 seed, and that 4 seed sends you to win for round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, and everything that you're saying, Drake, is true. And it's hard. We just got to get our mind wrapped around them. The first 3 games didn't mean nothing. It started last week with Alma.
That's right.
And just that one game, we're not out of that picture yet.
Right.
So we can gather our things together, get our minds wrapped around it, and we still got a shot to make the playoffs.
That's right. Now, Alan, I'd like to take this time. We have the Charlie Roller Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Roller Foundation, keys to the game. I'll give you offensively. I'll take defensively. Offensively, what are our keys to the game?
Our keys to the game tonight is stay within our character, but we got to pound the ball between the tackles.
Right.
Don't be scared to hit these short 10, 15-yard passes to spread Maumelle's defense out. That's going to create the holes that we need. I know I say it every week, but that's what we've got to do to keep them holes open between the tackles to do what we do.
Yeah, if we can go get a camera angle over here down at the field, we've got a cross down here, Mr. Steve. If we get a camera angle down here, we've got our team lined up, ready to pray in on the field. We'll go ahead and get to our defensive keys to the game tonight. Once again, I would like to go ahead and give some credit to our new cameraman, Stone Cold Steve Austin, an officer in Vilonia.
In the house.
Valonia's own out here is our cameraman tonight. It'll be hopefully a big upgrade. Thanking him for being up here with us. But our defensive keys to the game, 100%. You look at Xavion Morgan. He is he's their quick back, their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We have to seal the edge tonight. We cannot let him get to the edge. They love the halfback pass and the quarterback sweeps. They love to run the ball to the outside. If we seal the edge, seal the outside tonight, that's the keys defensively. Now, Vilonia wants to keep their defense off the field as much as possible. We want our offense to be out there chewing up some clock, keep the defense on the sidelines, try to balance out this ball game. We've seen that as a problem the past couple weeks, not being able to – we got a little crooked there. Not being able to control the ball very well, though, offensively the past couple weeks. So we'd like to go ahead and try to fix those issues this week and not have our defense on the field so much.
That's right, and give our defense time to just catch their breath and able to do what they do as far as staying on top of these receivers, going out there and hitting. They need a time to catch their breath.
That's right. That's right. We'd like to thank Maumelle High School. They consolidated with Oak Grove a couple years ago. They built this beautiful new high school. We've got a press box about 100 feet in the air. This is one of the bigger ones that we'll see. We'll call it 100 feet. I like it. Okay. But one of the bigger ones we'll see, mimicking PA-style field down here. No track going around, but it kind of looks small, doesn't it?
It does. Without the track, it does tend to make it a little bit smaller. It brings you closer to the field as well. So.
That's right. Hey, no problem for me. But it's been awesome up here. They catered us some Olive Garden over here.
They did. You got a glimpse of Corey having some.
Yeah, Corey's down here. He is hacking away at that. I will be there very soon. No, it's been great accommodations here. A working elevator. You can go to. I've got videos on Facebook. It's been awesome down here. The Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation sponsors this broadcast. Also, we've got a couple other sponsors that really help us out. Can you give me a word on those guys?
D&M Construction.
That's
Mr.
right.
Tim Nolan and D&M Construction, and then obviously you spoke about Charlie Rollers Foundation. Those are two great organizations that come and when we come asking for money to get this thing set up, that they didn't ask us a single question, just how much do you need?
That's right. That's right.
And so if you ever get an opportunity to use Mr. Tim Nolan and D&N Construction, or go support the Charlie Roller Foundation, please do so, because both of those organizations have been helping out the Vilonia football program for a long time. And so any opportunity to go help them out, go do.
Yeah. 100%. We've got our Eagle Vision broadcast here. We'd like to also thank the Friendship Baptist Church as giving us our external monitor. I haven't realized it, but they did donate that to us. We haven't given them much credit, so kudos to Friendship Baptist Church for our external monitor, a free TV, if you will, but it's been a big plus to our broadcast system. As we've spoken about before, about $3,000 worth of equipment up here and a great, great setup for the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation. Provide this year, an upgrade from last year. A lot of complications there, but now this year we've got it up and running, and we're excited to be here in week number 5. The Eagles on the road here at Maumelle.
Yeah, and Maumelle has been a great host. We come over here and done a junior high game a couple of weeks ago, and Corey and I kind of scouted everything out. But nice facility, always great host over here. We ran off and forgot our rosters, walked next door, and they said, "How many do you want? What do you need?"
They're pretty rosters too, aren't they?
Yeah. So. Great folks over here. Too bad if you haven't been here to see their stadium. They've got a nice stadium. So
yes,
still got time to make it. Come on,
that's right.
We're just 30 minutes down the road.
That's right. And if you know anybody that's not watching the ball game, not able to make the ball game tonight, I know Coach Stephen Goers, who's always been a big listener of ours and all of our broadcasts, is listening at home. He's actually in town in Vilonia, may even make the trip up here for us. But a lot of those people like that are from far distances. He's from Illinois and watches every week. People from Mississippi. I know Pennsylvania was one a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
You
guys talked about Corey and Massachusetts was one of those on there. So a lot of people, a lot of listeners from a lot of different places. We love having you guys on here. If you know of anybody who could not make it to the game, wants to watch the game, go ahead and share this link on Facebook, or just let them know at the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation's YouTube page, and click down below and subscribe. We have roughly 950 watchers on each of our ball games, especially the ones that have gone very smoothly thus far. So go ahead and subscribe down there. That many people that are watching, about 300 subscribers. We'll go ahead and try to double that this week. It'd be awesome to benefit the Football Foundation. Our captains are taking the field. That'll wrap it up for our pregame show. And I'll tell you what, we are excited here at Hornet Stadium in Maumelle. I'm Drake Toll. I'll sign off here. Give me some Olive Garden for sure. Then head down to the sideline with your sideline reporting throughout the ball game. For Alan Wade, Drake Toll will get you here in about 4 minutes for kickoff. Vilonia versus Maumelle, a pivotal game when it comes to the playoffs for the 5A West.
Welcome, Vilonia Eagle football fans, to Maumelle, Arkansas, here as your Vilonia Eagles will take on the Maumelle Hornets. The Hornets won the toss just before we became live here, deferred their option to the second half, Alan, so the Eagles are going to receive. Maumelle is going to defend the north end zone here in Maumelle Hornet Stadium. And you can see there as our Eagles are ready to make their run out here. Carrying the new Eagle flag. We saw that in the junior high games last night, Alan. I like that touch.
I do too. And we've had one in year past. Did it just go away and we just now got a new one in? Is that the deal?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm saying new just because last night was the first time I've seen it.
The first time we've seen it this year.
Yeah.
It's been around. I guess they just hadn't brought it out in previous weeks, but it's been around. And I like it. I like it. Our fans are getting packed out over there. Of course, stands stretched from the 30 to the 30. About 15, 20 rows up over there, and it's packed out.
That's right. There come your Eagles fans on their feet over there, clapping their hands. Fans on their hands. That would be exciting. Clapping their hands, stomping their feet, moving and shaking that funky thing. So we are set for football here. Maumelle has ran out through their tunnel as well. I want to thank our cameraman tonight. We have the one and the only Steve Austin up in the booth with us here. First time he's helped us out. We certainly appreciate that. He's committed to helping us out with all the remaining away games as he's typically on duty at the home games.
That's right.
And we appreciate that as well. But, hey, got a cameraman here tonight.
Got a spotter up
We got a
above
spotter. We got Josh Aldridge. I think if you were in the pregame show, you might have seen him in the background there for a second. A little candid shot as he was
and seeing you eating your Olive Garden.
You saw me stuffing a breadstick in my mouth. The Maumelle Hornet press box lady down there was kind enough to let us get in on the Olive Garden they had catered in. So, hey, it's been a good night so far. I'm just glad I'm not on the pregame show so I can eat Olive Garden.
I'm going to get mine at halftime, maybe.
Okay, all right. So let's see here. We got 21 kicking off for the Hornets. That's going to be Daniel Wheeler. Deep to receive for the Eagles is going to be Duff, and that's Morris, and then Draven. I can't think of his last name. I'm looking at it. Draven Smith. Duff has it after he finally picks it up at the 5, and he's just going to be tackled down there by the whole group of Hornets. Number 10 for the Hornets strips the ball late. They're going to say forward progress was already stopped. And, Alan, I was looking at names. Exactly what kind of kick was that?
Well, the kick wasn't nothing special. Duff was just trying to get into his return and trying to run before you catch. As he was trying to pick it up, he's looking up to see where all the defenders are, actually not looking down and just picking up the ball first and then running.
So as the old adage goes, you can't do anything without the ball.
Right.
They're going to give him up to the 7-yard line on forward progress is where the Eagles are going to set up for their first offensive series. Britton up under center. He's actually going to give to Rocha, I believe is who that was. Yes, Rocha has the give off right guard. He's tackled by number 53 for the Hornets. That is Spencer Simpson. He's going to have a gain of 2 on the run. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 at the Eagle 9-yard line.
And that's a start that we expect to see, just to test to see, what's going to happen when we run at that tackle. And we got to test all that stuff out. I'm sure Coach Youngs has probably got 10, 15 plays that he's just going to see how Maumelle actually reacts to our offense.
And, Alan, he doesn't look as big now that he's down in his stance, but I don't want you to look at 57, the nose tackle, when he gets back up here in a moment. Gives going to be to Rocha again. He's off right tackle. He's got a lot of running room across the 20, out to the 30, to the 40. He's up to the 45, across the 50. And he is going to be brought down finally at the Maumelle 46-yard line by number 22, Charles Spencer. And, Alan, that's a great run.
And there's my man, the Beast. He's back.
We missed him last week, no doubt about it, and you don't really realize it until you see a run like that right there.
The offensive line gave him a great initial hold. He got him through the first and second waves of defenders, and once he got to that third level, he just pick and chose his holes, a little cutback. Great run there by Rocha.
Britton has his troops up to the line again. He's going to bring Smith in motion across the formation. Give's going to be to Duff, and he's got a lot of running room. He's out across the 35 down to the 30, and he's ultimately going to be tackled at the 29-yard line by number 6, Twan Simmons for the Hornets, and you could hear the people in the PA booth next to us, the public address booth, saying that's illegal motion, as I thought Smith might have been moving forward slightly before the snap, but no yellow on the field, so we'll call it big gain. By
19-yard pickup is what we call it.
That's right. We'll take it. We'll take it. So Smith checks out. Morris checks in the slot, actually. There's another slot receiver over there. I can't see his number right away. You see Morris motion across. Going to be a quick slant to Wirtz. He's unable to hold on to it. He had position on the defender, and it looked like a good throw from Britton, just unable to make the catch.
Unable to pull it on in. Good throw, and we need to see that right there. We need to show them that we're going to attack these edges.
I think that was Simpson in the other slot position over there as Eagles chose to go 4 wide on that particular offensive play. A couple of substitutions there. I didn't get all the numbers. We'll see if there's anybody new when they come out in their formation.
You know, we hadn't seen that formation a whole lot out of the Eagles this year. I kind of like it.
That's right. 2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line of the Hornets. Britton's going to bring Smith across the formation in motion. Gibbs going to be to Duff. He fumbles the ball, and actually, Allen, he never really had it. There was a defensive lineman that kind of split the gap there and got in the middle of that exchange between Britton and Duff. And, Allen, it was basically the same play that Duff got the 19-yard run on a moment ago, and Maumelle defense read it perfectly that time and interrupted the handoff.
They did.
Loss of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11 at the Maumelle 30-yard line for the Eagles. And, Allen, I'm going to tell you what. I saw Nick Lewis down here warming up. He was hitting from
42.
Well, they were. Yeah, I guess you're right. He was hitting from 42 in warm-ups. Now, that's no rush and whatnot. So we're getting close to that area here. See what we can pick up. Gibbs going to be to the Gibbs going to be to Morris on the jet motion handoff, and he trips. He actually got a tackle got pushed back there. He tripped over the tackle's foot, but that was about to go for a big gain if he doesn't get tripped by his own man.
And I like to see that's another play. We've not seen that play, so we're bringing out some wrinkles, try to catch Maumelle off guard. I was looking at the defensive line there, Seth. They've got a 5 technique outside of our tackle there, and he's just shooting up the field. Now that particular play, it was going away, so they may have just left him alone intentionally.
It's possible, yes.
But the previous play,
Eagles going to go for it here on 4th and 15. They were setting up for that 4 wide spot. The other receiver is 80. That's Kuntz that's going to be over there in the slot. But the play clock got down near 0. Britton realizes it and wisely takes the timeout. We're going to take this opportunity to run one of our sponsor commercials for you. This is Vilonia Eagle Football on Eagle Vision.
D&N Construction has always been a supporter of Vilonia athletics, and Vilonia football is no exception.
We got 10 seconds.
On behalf of the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Vilonia football.
2, 1.
D&N.
And that was a word from our sponsor, D&N Construction. For all your commercial construction needs, please contact Mr. Tim Nolan and D&N Construction. We appreciate his sponsorship of the Eagle Vision broadcast brought to you by the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation. So Eagles are going to be looking at 4th and 15 here from the Hornet 34-yard line. Eagles come out in the spread formation, twin receivers on each side. Roach is the lone back. Britton drops. He's looking. He's going to throw deep to Wirtz, who's fighting for position. And, Allen, there was a lot of contact by both the offense and the defense there, but the pass was so overthrown that it carried him 3 yards out of bounds before he could even touch it.
But what a catch by Wirtz right there. One-handed over the head. Only if we would have had 3 more yards of field on that side.
Or throwing it 5 yards farther up the field is going to be 6.
Right.
So you like the play. I mean, I guess I like the play call.
Yeah.
Especially if Wirtz is going to go make a catch like that.
Hey, we just got to execute right there. The play calls are there.
You got to execute or don't get that far behind the sticks.
Execution.
Well,
got us that far behind the sticks.
I thought you were meaning to execute the one play.
Well,
my mistake.
Both.
So Maumelle's going to give to their lone back. I'll get numbers here in a moment of the quarterback and the running back there. 27 was the ball carrier. That's Antavius Henderson. Quarterback's going to be number 3, Xavion Morgan. So 27 on the carry, Allen.
Right, I was looking for a tackler.
Okay, 2 yard gain there by the running back for Maumelle. I'd give the tackle to one of the linebackers. Give it to Kellett. Kellett's all over the place usually. So it's going to be a quick pass. It's actually a backwards pass to the running back. He's able to get outside the end there. He's going to be tackled by number 54, Christian Gardner for the Eagles, and that was number 27, and Ontavius Henderson for the Hornets. May have a couple of tongue twisters as I look down a couple of these names here. I'm going to do my best. Any Hornet fans that happen to be watching live or watching replay, I failed to go next door and get pronunciations on these names, so that's my mistake. I'll do my best. Gibbs going to be to Henderson again. He's looking for running room. He's over the right tackle. Kellett's going to make the tackle. It looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Yes, they're going to mark him out to the 46-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets. And, Allen, so far it's been all Henderson.
Yeah, and that, but don't let that lull you to sleep. We're fixing to see Morgan on one of these keepers.
Morgan, that's the quarterback?
That's the quarterback.
Okay. I'm going to trust your judgment because you're the one who's watched the game film. Now, Maumelle's showing us a different set than what they have so far. They're going to send 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Morgan asks for the ball. Now, the back is a different back this time, and there you go. Morgan pulls, goes around the right end, and he's got all kinds of running room. Tackler's trying to get him and unable to hang on. Big run by Morgan, finally tackled by Clay Kellett, but not before he gets all the way down to the 24-yard line of the Eagles.
He's not the leading rusher for Maumelle for no reason.
Trey Jackson was the back in the backfield. We've got a Maumelle Hornet down on the turf, so they're going to attend to the injured Hornet. And Allen, 4 or 5 Eagles had hands on him, and even one you saw being drugged down the field holding on to his jersey.
That was a well set up play. I mean, if you've seen the action to it, it was all away from the Eagles' left side of the defense. All the motion was away to the right side of the Eagle defense, and he had two pulling a guard and a tackle coming around, and they just had us outflanked.
That's right, Allen. I'm gonna effort getting Drake on the line here. I can't find him currently down on the sideline, so I'm calling him to see if he'll pick up. We're gonna try to get a.
I see him.
Where is he?
He's down here at the 15. There he is. He's
okay. So we are going to. Well, no, we're not going to have time this time to go to Drake as the players are coming back onto the field. We'll get Drake at the next stoppage of play for an Eagle sideline report. So Hornets are going to have a 1st and 10 at the Eagle 24-yard line after the long run by quarterback Xavion Morgan.
And look at this formation that we're coming out 4-by-1, no running back. So again, here on a run play, You need to be watching for Morgan.
So that interesting motion there is it was one of the – I think that's going to be an illegal procedure because, Allen, that was one of the guys who initially signaled as on the line of scrimmage, and they can't be in motion. You got to be in the backfield to go motion. So it's going to be a procedure penalty on Maumelle. It's going to back them up 5 yards. Let's bring up 1st and 15 from the Eagle 29-yard – or, yes, the Eagle 29-yard line. And you're right. That was an interesting formation. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom, empty backfield. And what do you think you were going to see out of that?
We was fixing to see Morgan run around the right side of the Eagle defense is what we was fixing to see. He was just getting it set up. They brought the crackback block there on our defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
And they had it set up because he had the numbers out there. Look at them again.
Yeah. So it's going to be Morgan and Jackson in the backfield. Morgan has it, fakes the give to Jackson, and this time the Eagles are all over it. It's going to be number 33 on the tackle for your Eagles. That is Devin James. He's the first tackler there. He had a couple of players on the assist. Did not catch their numbers immediately. But I like the aggressiveness on defense coming in there and getting a big stop. Actually, negative yardage play there.
Right.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and – says 12 on the board, but it's a lot more than that.
It's 20.
Yeah, 2nd and 20.
Because my magic board shows me.
I like it. Morgan has the ball, drops back, looking to pass. It's going to be a screen to Jackson. Jackson's got the ball. He's up across the 25 to the 20 to the 10, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Hornets. So touchdown Hornets, and Allen, there was a great up-the-field block there by one of the Hornet receivers that had set up out there.
Right.
And, okay, we can do that, Drake. I got you. So we, had a good block upfield. The only tackler had a chance to get him after he broke free off the bubble screen there, and he was completely taken out by the blocker.
Yeah, and he was the only one that had a chance to make the tackle.
Right. So 21 on for the Hornets to kick the extra point. It's up and it's good. That's Daniel Wheeler. So the Eagles are going to trail early by a score of 7-0, and we are going to take it down to Drake Toll for an Eagle sideline report. What do you got for me, Drake, in your Hawaiian shirt?
Hey guys, down here on the sideline, it is Hawaii night for the student section, so I had to dress up a little bit, had to show some spirit. These guys are down here lining the sidelines, not enough room in the stands. The bands are over there, cheerleaders are hopped up. Down here, first offensive possession, drove down the field well. See if we can capitalize on this kickoff and score right here. Need to strike early and try to keep this ball game close. That's our goal. Back to you guys. Go Eagles.
All right, Drake, absolutely go Eagles. And interesting that we chose to do Hawaii night in nearly October here, Alan.
Got to relive the summer. Almost wished it was still summertime. The best thing about the fall is football. So
that's right, Alan. I don't have you in my ear. Go ahead and talk.
Do you not?
Now I do.
How about
I do.
now?
Okay, I'm going to say they probably didn't hear you online if I couldn't hear you in my ear.
Yeah.
Kick's going to go to Duff again. That's actually Cody Mitchell in. He has the ball up across the 20 to the 25. He's going to be hit there, push forward for a couple more yards where he's going to be down at the 27-yard line. And that's where the Eagles are going to set up shop for their second offensive possession. Alan, no trouble moving the ball down the field last time, just couldn't capitalize.
That's right. Just a couple of execution plays, that we didn't execute. Good play calls. We just got to execute. So finish it up this time, and we're right back in it.
I like it. So you're going to see Kuntz split out wide to the top of your screen. Wirtz is going to split out wide to the bottom of your screen. The backs are Rocha and Duff, I believe. Hard to read numbers from as far away as we are. That's definitely Rocha with the ball. Cuts back across right guard. He's going to be up across the 30 to the 31-yard line where he's going to be down after a gain of 5. And he's tackled by number 57, John Marion, for the Hornets.
That was a good little cutback there by the Beast. Good little cutback because the hole wasn't there where the play was designed. So good eyes.
Good field vision. Good ability to cut on a dime and get north and south in a hurry. Same offensive set for your Eagles. Britton making sure everybody's set. He's under center now. Has the ball. Gibbs going to be to – no, actually Britton's going to pull it. Britton's got all kinds of room. He's across the 50 to the 40 to the 35, the 30, 25, 20. He's hit. He's going to be finally ridden down at the – they're going to give him the – okay, all right, I was going to say, my goodness. They're going to give him the 16, which is actually fairly generous. I thought his knee hit at the 18, but I'll take the extra couple of yards. Tackled by number 22, that is Charles Spencer for the Hornets. So excellent job by Britton to pull on the option and keep.
And that right there is going to show you the athleticism of Maumelle. They are just fast. They got speed at every position on the field.
I'm pretty sure anybody else we've played thus far, that would have been 6.
Yeah. That would have been touchdown, beat down.
We ain't there yet. Hold your horses. Britton's going to give it to Rocha, or Duff, actually. Duff's hit hard after no gain. Well, they're going to give him a short gain. They're going to give him a yard up to the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. And that was an interesting action by the quarterback, Britton. It looked like it was going to be a fake pitch, and he was going to reverse out. But when he reverses, he gives it to Duff on a delay.
Right, and Duff just didn't have any blockers there.
he didn't have nobody. Duff ran into 3 Hornets is what he ran into.
So let's scratch that one out of the playbook, coaches. They're right next to us. Maybe they can hear us.
They're not paying attention to us.
They don't know.
So Britton set, has the ball, gives to Rocha right up the middle. Rocha has room, and it's going to be touchdown V-Town.
I told you, it's inedible.
I love it.
Rocha just blast up that middle. Great job, offensive line. He didn't get hit until he got to the 2 or 3 yard line, and it was all Rocha. Then the Beast is out.
What's his name?
Rocha.
Okay, just checking.
Rocha.
Everybody in the booth laughing at my man Allen right now.
Y'all know I'm terrible with names.
And did you see Nick Lewis come on for the Eagles for the point after? Ball is down, kick is up. That's going to be good. So the Eagles are going to tie the game up here on the second offensive possession, where it's going to be 7-7 now. And boy, Drake has disappeared. Oh, I see Drake. All right, we are going to kick it. He's down at the 20. We're going to kick it down to Drake for another Vilonia Eagles sideline report.
Hey guys, big PAT there from Nick Lewis. A nice run by there. Number 2, Isaiah Rocha. Good to get on the board, tie the ball game up. 2 minutes, 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We got to keep on driving offensively. On defense, let's go ahead and get a big stop right here, get the ball back, and try to go up early. I said keep it close. Why not bring an early lead in this ball game? Try to continue with that lead and go on and win this one. Shut it down pretty quick, guys. Back to you. Everything's looking okay from down on the sideline.
Absolutely right, Drake. We appreciate the information there. Sorry, we had a little bit of feedback there. I must have the magic touch because when I grab the antennas, everything smoothed out there.
Yeah.
So
You just gotta lick your finger, put your finger on top of that antenna.
I guess so. I guess
no
so.
rabbit ears.
Yeah. Maybe that's why my dad used to make me stand up there and hold them. I don't know. I had an extra power I didn't realize I had.
So, with Maumelle speed back here, are we going to give them open field to potentially run to, or are we going to kick this out of bounds? What do you think?
I'm sorry, I was reading a text message. What did you say? Not even going to lie to the people at home. Billy Sal, quit sending me text messages.
Come on,
You're
Billy.
distracting me.
We trying to run a professional broadcast here.
Lewis is going to kick deep, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. So I heard you say something about out of bounds. The answer is the ball's going to be kicked out of bounds.
That's right. My question was, are we going to kick it to their speed back there?
The answer is no.
I wouldn't.
So
I'd give it to them at the 35 and tell them run through my 11 guys now.
Well, you're going to run through 11 guys either way.
Well, you're
I
right.
think.
You do.
Okay.
But we're more contained. We're closer.
I'm with you. No, it makes sense. There's a lot of mistakes that can be made if you don't stay in your lane on kick coverage. I'm just messing with you. So the Hornets are going to go with the 3-by-1 set with a back in the backfield as well with a quarterback. Goes with the hard count there. Eagles don't jump. Back's going to be number 27. That's Antavius Henderson again. So quarterback's going to keep this time, looking for running room around the left end. Slips the first tackle, slips the second tackle. Finally, the fourth tackler brings him down. That's going to be 99, Corey Clements for your Eagles.
And that's 21 buck sweep right there. That's all that is from the quarterback position. So they just try to gain that leverage and go. And speed.
Alan, the odd thing is they ran away from all of the receivers down here, but I guess the receivers, they're bringing the safety over and bringing an extra, man in coverage over.
They had open field over there.
So same set for the Hornets. Morgan set to receive the snap. Has the ball. Rolling to his right, looking to throw downfield. Throws. It's going to be caught by number 1. He's going to be tackled by Tristan Milligan and Clay Kellett. 1 is Tyreek Robinson for the Hornets, who has the catch there. And Allen, he just kind of ran a little 5-yard sit-down route, and he was sitting there wide open.
He was. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to get caught
You're fine.
up here.
1st and 10 for the Hornets at the Eagle 47-yard line now. Morgan set to receive the snap. He has it. He's looking to throw again. Pump fakes. He's going to throw out to the flats. He's going to have the catch. That was Tyreek Robinson again. 54 makes the tackle for the Eagles. That is Christian Gardner. And, Allen, that pass went a grand total of about a half a yard upfield. And then Robinson made the rest happen with his legs as he was wide open out there in the flats and just got up the field for a 5-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Hornets at the Eagle 42-yard line. So Morgan's set to receive the snap. He's going to bring a receiver in motion back into a slot back position. Give's going to be to the running back, number 27, and he's got all kinds of running room again. Mitchell's going to try to chase him down. It's not going to happen. It's going to be They're going to call him out of bounds at the half-yard line, but there are flags back around the 20. So we will await to see what the call is. We're thinking it might – well, the official just gave the initial signal, and I wasn't watching him. I was watching an Eagle player over there.
And, again, they're just showing you all they want to do is control that edge, and they're going to use their athletes to get out there and use their speed. And they once again showed us that speed.
Personal foul. Personal foul against the Hornets. He didn't say why, just a personal foul. So that's going to back them up 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
Right.
No,
it should have been from the flags was at the 20.
Okay, so yeah, we're back at the 35. Okay, so
it's automatic first down. We talked about this.
Well, it's not an automatic first down. It's a first down on even after the penalty. It's going to bring them back past the sticks. It's not automatic because the penalty was on them.
Okay. Yes.
Now, if the penalty had been on us, that would have been an automatic first down.
All spotted at 35.
No. So the Hornets are going to have a 1st and 10 at the Eagle 35-yard line. Interesting setup by the Hornets there. 2 guys in the backfield. Gibbs going to be to 27. James had a chance to get him. Kellett got a hold of him. Ultimately, he's going to be taken down by Austin Kuntz. And the quarterback there, Morgan, he had a receiver kind of lined up in front of him and one lined up behind him. I mean, I know the guy wasn't directly in front of him, but he was shallower than the quarterback was, just right to his left there. Henderson, 27. I can't remember his name. I'm going to have to get that one stuck in my head here.
Henderson. And through game film, Henderson hadn't played that much.
Really?
I've not really seen him much at all on game film. So that leads you to wonder about Trey Jackson. You know, he's typically their go-to running back.
Maybe he's in the doghouse or the hornet nest, if you will.
Maybe he is.
Okay, and the receiver actually stepped out of bounds before he caught the ball and came back in, and the official didn't see it. I mean, he stepped way out of bounds before he came back in and caught the ball. That should be illegal touching, but no flag. It's going to be a first down for the Eagles. Tyreek Robinson had the catch, and Alan, I know it's just a 5-man crew, but dadgum, that's the side judge's job. Look down the boundary line and make sure nobody goes out and comes back in and touches the football.
Well, they're human.
They are. Gibbs going to be to 27 this time. Henderson. Todd Gibson makes the tackle actually it's going to be a tackle for a loss. That handoff was deep in the backfield. So he's going to lose a yard. Excellent coverage by number 20, Todd Gibson, for your Eagles.
All right, I think I've got huddle straightened out. Whew. Got messed up there. That's why you hadn't heard me a little bit. I got a little nervous there.
That's all right. If you haven't noticed, I like to talk anyways.
And here's another one of them sets that we've not seen out of them. They don't really like this set a whole lot, but
Morgan fakes the handoff. He's flushed out of the pocket by a couple of Eagles. He's going to throw to the backside of the end zone, and the receiver's way out of bounds, unable to make the catch anyways. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 11 at the Eagle. Where are we at? The 13?
13.
Okay.
And there's Mr. Jackson. He's entered the ball game to give Mr. Henderson a break. So maybe he's out of the Hornets' nest now.
Could be.
And just 1/10 of a second left on the game.
Well, that's an interesting place to stop it. Yeah. I heard somebody say that might be a little home cooking. We're going to see one more play here in the first quarter. Hornets bring a man in motion. It's going to be a screen play. Eagles cover this one very, very well. That's going to be number 50, Wyatt Milliken, and number 41, Caden Bartlett. First time we call his name tonight. So excellent coverage on the little bubble screen there. That's going to bring up 4th and about 14 or 15 when we resume play at the start of the second quarter. We are going to take it down to, after we get the scoreboard here, we're going to take it down to Drake Toll, who's across the way at the 20 there, Steve. And for another Vilonia Eagle sideline report.
Hey guys, down here on the sidelines, a big stop there on third down, third and long. A great play as we talked about in the pregame. They're going to want to run some screens as Maumelle. That's the name of their game, is those quick passes, trying to get to the outside and run the football. We did a great job in containing there. As we said, if they get to the outside, they're quicker than us, they'll be able to score. Trenton Hetherington back here, he was hurt a couple weeks ago. We talked about him in the pregame. He gave us the key to the rest of the game is more 3 and outs. Keep our defense off the field. Great job right there. We'll take it to the other side of the field and see what our Eagles can do. Try to stop them on fourth down. Guys, here's something to talk about. Field goal, or are they going for it?
There's no doubt in my mind they are going to go for it all day long.
Yeah.
And twice on Sunday. Well, and just as I say that, I look down, he's putting down a kicking block. So,
So Maumelle just wants to try to take the lead. They think they can stop us. They think 3 points is going to be good.
well, you know what? So
And
far, the only stoppage of Vilonia has happened by Vilonia. So I disagree with their thought process, but hey, those coaches get paid the bucks to make these calls. Kick is up, and it is no good. It was wide
And
left.
a flag, we got it running into the kicker.
Well, we may get to see it again. Personal foul. We're going to get to see a new set of downs.
Yes, and that was a big one.
There's your automatic first down, Alan.
Yep.
Well, I hate to see that flag. I didn't actually see. I was watching the kick to see if it went through the upright, so I didn't see the contact with the kicker. I don't know how violent it was. But hey, either way, like we said, they're on the field and
Yep.
they made the call, so that's what it is. Personal foul roughing the kicker. It's going to be half the distance to the goal from the previous line of scrimmage, which was the 15. So that's going to be, it's going to put the ball down just inside the 8-yard line where it's going to be first and goal for the Hornets. I wish we wouldn't have ran into him now that I know the kick was no good and we were going to get the ball back at the 20.
Yeah.
So Hornets out with looks like they're going to go with an empty backfield here is the initial set.
So they've got a bunch to the top side and 2 split out to the bottom side. Look for Mr. Morgan to go around to the left side of the Eagle defense right here.
Alan, have they ran anything between the tackles so far?
They have. Henderson's had a couple of runs up the middle, but I'm going to say 90% of their runs have been around that edge.
That's what I was thinking as well. So they're going to bring a man in motion across the formation. It's going to be a quick pass to him. Looked like a hold. There is going to be a hold. The running back was completely smoked across the way. It's too far for us to see the number. I don't even know if Josh can pick it up with the binoculars as far as that is across there. But it's going to be a hold on the Hornets. So back them up 10, unless it's like last night and we see a 5-yard hold.
Yeah.
That's actually a spot foul, so it's going to back him up 10 yards from the 10.5-yard line, or the 11's where he's going to mark it off from. So it should be a first and goal from the Eagle 21, and that is indeed where they're going to put the ball down. So, Alan, the Hornets, if you could say playing behind the sticks here, definitely starting themselves off behind the sticks, but it's even worse since you have 4 downs to go 21 now for a touchdown, not even a first down.
Yes. And Huddle's acting up on me again. I apologize.
Give's going to be to Henderson. He slips the first tackle. He's going to be hit by number 50 and taken down. Number 50 is Wyatt Milliken. And number 80, Austin Kuntz, also there on the tackle for the Eagles. So Henderson with a gain of 5 there on a first down run. They gave him 6. Going to bring up second and goal from the Eagle 14-yard line. Morgan has the ball. He's looking to pass. Throws it out here to the flats. Receiver's going to make the catch, but he has to come back as the ball is underthrown. Tristan Milligan was there in coverage. Going to have an opportunity to make the tackle quickly anyways, but the receiver fell down making the catch. So it's going to be a 2-yard gain is all they're going to give him. They're going to say he was down at the 12. It's going to be third and goal from the Eagle 12-yard line for the Hornets. Defense looking for a big stop here after they had stopped the Hornets once already on the failed field goal attempt. Got the personal foul roughing the kicker penalty. Now looking at third and goal from the 12. I think they're gonna mark him short. That was just a quick slant across the middle there.
And it was open.
Oh, it was wide open. Austin Kuntz comes up from the safety position and makes the tackle.
Can you see his number?
Who?
The receivers.
18 was the receiver for the Hornets. That's Evan Robinson. He comes up lame in the deal. He got tackled high and low. I wonder if his body got twisted up a little bit, maybe tweaked his back or whatever. So fourth and goal from the 10-inch line there.
Yeah, inside the one.
And, Alan, we talk about this quite often. The Hornets are going to shotgun snap it here, so they're going from inches to go to 5 yards.
Yeah, I don't like it at all, but
they're trying to draw the Eagles off sides. I don't know what the point of that would be because you're going to move it up another couple inches and still snap the ball back to the 5. Play clock was almost down to 0, and Morgan, rather. They're going to give him the touchdown. I thought he might have been stopped a little bit short. Evidently, he got the ball across the goal line there. Eagles defended it pretty well. I mean, it was pretty obvious he was going to just try to go straight up the middle. And if that's your play, Alan, why do you snap it deep?
No, I don't like it at all. But they just scored, so it worked for them.
Although I have seen guys who are unable to perform a shotgun snap, so maybe we have one of those situations here.
Under center snap.
That's what I meant the first time. But yes, and under the center snap.
And the extra points blocked. Gibson was there. James was there. A couple of Eagle defenders were there.
Well, good job by the Eagle defense to block the extra point. Score's going to remain Maumelle 13, Eagles 7, and Drake is down in the end zone, the north end zone there. We're going to take it down to Drake for a Vilonia Eagle sideline report.
Big block kick there, guys. Big block kick. You love to see that. Makes the score 13 to 7 now. Eagles march it down the field. They can score, kick the extra point, take a lead right here. You want to take a lead, but you want to chew clock. That's the big thing the Eagles need to do. Heard the coaches talking about it just down here. They want to chew clock on this possession, try to have a long drive of 6-7 minutes, going to halftime with a lead. Back to you guys.
Drake, you're absolutely right. Against a team like Maumelle who wants to run up and down the field at a hurried pace, the thing you want to do is try to limit their possessions. And our defense hasn't played bad at all. We've played some of the plays very, very well. We've given up some big chunks of yardage a couple of times, and it's gonna come down to, can you make a stop when you need to? Smith back deep for the Eagles this time, along with Mitchell and Morris. Ball's gonna go back into the end zone for a touchback and a little bit more leg out of the Maumelle kicker than we had seen the first couple of kickoffs.
Maybe he's a little upset about getting that extra point blocked there.
That could be. Took his aggression out on the football there and kicks it back into the end zone. Eagles will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 20. 9:44 left to play here in the second quarter. See what it looks like if we cut these lights off. It might help our camera out a little bit. I'm noticing the glare on the screen. We're going to cut the lights off in the studio here and see if that helps us out. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so anyways, we're going to try to do that. Eagles up, ready to run a play. A flag already on the play.
Well, I wonder what they're discussing.
I'm not sure. Josh, check out in the hallway.
No flag is what.
Okay, they're gonna wave it off. I'm gonna assume they thought we had too many men on the field or something like that. So Eagles gonna huddle up again here briefly.
We get a new play clock.
So here we go. Traditional set. Britton has it. Fakes the give to Rocha. Pull. Spins out of a tackle, and Britton's off to the races here looking for a block out of Wirtz. Wirtz gets a good block. He's up across the 50 to the 45. Oh. He's out of bounds, and he was out of bounds before he was hit.
Yes.
They're going to get Wirtz for a block in the back, which is a terrible call, especially since they're not going to give Britton the call for being hit way late out of bounds across there.
Well,
that's an awful call.
Let's see what they come up with. Maybe he was going to throw the flag and just didn't have another flag to throw.
There are 2 flags on the field, so we can hope for offsetting penalties here. No, they're actually going to call a hold on us is what they're going to call. So that'll be 10 yards from the spot. We're going to have plenty for the first down, but Alan, gosh, we were going to have the ball at the Hornet 42-yard line. Now it's going to back us up to our own 30. Where's he going to stop? 7-yard line. So still a great run by Britton, regardless of the outcome after the flags. And, you know, like I said, maybe there was a hold somewhere I didn't see. Apparently since they called holds, they didn't get Wirtz for the block in the back. But my statement still stands. Britton was 2 or 3 steps out of bounds when the Maumelle defender hits him and pushes him way up into our players across the way. You've got to throw that flag. It doesn't matter if it's the quarterback or anybody else. You've got to protect the back. Smith comes in motion. Britton has it. He's going to try to run the option. And, again, Alan, we cannot – I don't know if we cannot. We don't appear able to maintain blocks on the interior of our offensive line for very long.
Yeah, and it also appeared that Britt was looking for somebody to hand that ball off to, and there just wasn't nobody there either.
No, the back was coming. It was just different timing because it was a single back directly behind him instead of split backs and shorter like we usually are. Right. So the back was coming, but there, like what I'm telling you is there's a defensive tackle in there so stinking early. Yeah. I don't know if he's
look at him. He's going to play this 5-tech. Well, yeah.
It's still no excuse for not blocking him. Britton's going to turn and keep this one and try to go back up the middle as he sees the rush coming again. And, Alan, I see a little bit about what you're talking about now because as we're getting ready to run the play, linebackers are creeping up and bringing extra guys up.
And that 5 technique's able to slip right through that gap.
It's basically what we saw out of the Searcy junior high team last night, trying to just bring too many and sprint through the gaps. We're going to have to come up and throw a couple of balls out wide or something to pull these guys out of the box.
Yeah. So, and again, we're kind of behind the chains here. 3rd and 9. What's the play call? We've not tested this outside in a while.
So Britton has it. Give's going to be to Rocha. Rocha has running room. Off a left guard there. He's going to be ahead for about a 6-yard gain, maybe 7. Ball's going to be down at the Eagle 44-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down, and we got a lot of bodies coming out. It looks like it's going to be a punt. Now, here's the interesting thing here with an Eagle punt. The 2 guys deep, and we're gonna come out with a deep set, 2 deep set. We have Britton and Morris back there. Britton, you've seen his legs. Morris is one of the other running backs, so we could definitely see a fake. And Britton's going to kick it really late.
Oh, and he's calling tip ball, so no running into the kicker.
Luckily, we get an Eagle roll on the punt, and Alan, I don't like that call at all after the personal foul we got called on the field goal, which gave them a new set of downs. I feel like we should get the same there.
Who ultimately kicked that?
Britton kicked that ball. Yeah, ball's going to be down at the 21-yard line. That's where the Hornets are going to take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 21.
And they're set, ready to roll.
Wasting no time. 7:18 to play till the half. It's actually quarter 2. Let me adjust that on the screen for you guys. I'm doing too many jobs here all at once.
That 3-by-1 set, that's their favorite formation there.
Give's going to be to Jackson.
No, Morgan kept that one.
Oh, Morgan kept. Okay, I was going to say, well, our guy's running him up the field. So 50 makes the tackle for the Eagles. That's Wyatt Milliken after a gain of 2. Let's bring up 2nd and 8 for the Hornets at their own 23. 3-by-1 set again. Morgan set to get the snap. He has it. Fakes to Jackson. He's going to pull up and throw the ball, and it's unable to be caught by the receiver, number 11, Lewis Hardage.
I wonder if that's a typo.
Now, I've seen that last name before.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've not ever seen that.
I don't know.
Hartje.
Yeah, I don't know if I pronounced it correctly or not, but Hardage is what I'm going to call him from the rest of the broadcast here. Because nothing else could make sense in my mind right now. It doesn't mean I'm not wrong, but that's what I'm going to call him. Morgan has it. He's looking to pass. Looking. So, luckily, the pass is overthrown. We did have number 33, Devin James, back there in the backfield. Almost got a shot in on the quarterback.
And that brings up 4th down.
And Alan, you seen the Hornets? They came out really fast after the change of possession, like they were wanting to go in a hurry.
Right.
They do, but ultimately they only hold the ball for 24 and 40 seconds is all they had the ball in 3 plays.
You're right. And again, we talked about it in the pregame show. Their effective passing from 15 yards to the line of scrimmage. Sorry for that brief pause there. Their punter is also their backup QB. That's what I was looking at.
Okay. Maumelle takes a timeout. The coach was not happy at all when he comes out on the field there. We're going to take it down to Drake for another Vilonia Eagle sideline report.
Big time out there for the Hornets. You look at this right here. They're facing 4th down and long on their own side of the football field. You think it's an obvious punting situation, but they're taking a timeout here. Obviously, they're talking something over. We could see a fake here. The music's loud. I can barely talk to you down here, but it's been a fun game so far. Student section's packing it out. The fans are packing it out. Bands down here playing. It's a great atmosphere, and we traveled really well, you guys. We really did. Back to the action here. We'll see if we can go ahead and get a big stop, punt return, and try to score before halftime.
Absolutely correct, Drake. We were just talking about that up here in the booth, how the punter is the backup quarterback, so you've got to be ready here for a fake, potentially.
And he's their pocket passer. When they need something deep, that's who comes in.
Tristan Milligan's deep for the Eagles to receive the punt. It's a wobbly kick. He calls for the fair catch, bobbles it, but luckily he jumps on it himself. He's going to gain a couple of yards on the bobble and the recovery, but, man, did he take a shot to the head as a result of the bobbled or the muffed punt. So Eagles are going to set up shop at the Hornet 44-yard line. Not a very good punt, as I said. Came off the kicker's foot, very wobbly, very high. Luckily for the Eagles, they're able to get on it after it is not caught on the fair catch call.
Well, and the Whitecap was saying that it was tipped again because we was close to, again, running into the kicker.
Thank goodness he saw the tip. Britton has it. He's going to pull. He runs off right guard. He breaks out of the first tackle, gets away from the second tackle. Third guy is able to get a hold of him and ride him down, but not before he picks up 6 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4. I guess they gave him 5. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles at the Hornet 39.
And we just need a little pop pass off of that play, off of that action, that run action. We need to sneak a tight end behind them linebackers. They're just pinning their ears back. And they're shooting the gaps.
I agree 100%. You do have Cody Simpson, the tight end, in the game right now. That time he was lined up. He wasn't lined up tight. He was split out. He's going to be kind of the same spot he is. Right. He's not really in the slot, but he's not tight. So we look for him to go over the middle there. Draven Smith comes in motion. He was So, again, Alan, the fake was to Rocha. We were going to run the option to Smith, who came in motion behind the back and the quarterback, but Britton is hit before he's able to even take a step. And he's in the middle of kind of already thinking about pitching it when he's hit, fumbles the ball. It's going to be recovered by number 18, Evan Robinson.
Oh, we better get some juice to that camera.
Right there. This. It's already plugged up. Sorry, guys. That's going over the deal. I'm getting the camera person hooked up. Plugs in right there.
That's not the camera person. That's Stone Cold.
That is Stone Cold. Oh, you can plug it. You see where it plugs in there. So.
Good read by Milliken there.
Oh, we're going to have – yeah, that could potentially be an ejection because that guy decided to get up off the turf and go back and get him another piece of the action. Number 1, Tyreek Robinson pulls his helmet off before he leaves the field. That should actually be another flag. Coach tells him to put it back on. And if this is called offsetting penalties, I'm probably going to lose my mind.
Just take a deep breath, just like we tell the girls when they get in the box. Relax.
Yeah. Personal foul on the Hornets. Okay, good. Personal foul on the Hornets, no personal foul on the Eagles. Because we were just tackling the man we thought had the football, and he decided to get up and go back and get him another piece of the action. So Robinson has his helmet off now, standing back here behind the rest of the Hornets. The athletic director down there putting his arm around him, reassuring him like it's okay, but I don't think that's okay. I understand it's an aggressive game, but you don't get up and go back and run somebody over just because they tackled you.
So it brings up a 1st and 25.
I like that part. Morgan goes with the hard count, tries to pull the Eagles off sides.
That 4x1 set right here.
He's going to throw out here quick to number 4. I'll get his name in a moment. Good block by number 11. It's going to be tackled by number 80, Austin Kuntz.
Braylon Wade on the reception.
Byron Wade, your brother from another mother.
That is. Who was on the tackle?
Austin Kuntz, number 80.
Austin Kuntz.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 14 for the Hornets. They gain 11 on the quick out there. So they're going back to their, I guess what we're seeing more of tonight, 3x1 set. You see Robinson, the one who got the personal foul, back in the game again. And they're going to throw deep to him, but the throw's going to take him way out of bounds as Morgan was flushed out of the pocket and unable to really set his feet to throw. But Allen, he threw that ball a long ways throwing from off balance.
That was a good 5 yards out of bounds. So, again, we talked about it. He is accurate from 15 to the line of scrimmage. After that, it's not even a 50-50 ball.
Right. So 3rd and 14 for the Hornets from their own 41. 5:18 to play here in the second quarter. Play clock's down to 12 already. Hornets finally get lined up. Play clock's down to 7. They're going to bring a man in motion across the formation. Morgan has the ball. He's looking to pass. He's going to throw the screen out to number 1, Robinson. Robinson turns the corner and gets upfield. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him down. Kuntz and
Bartlett,
Caden Bartlett there to push him out of bounds. So he's going to be down at the 47-yard line of the Hornets, where it's going to bring up 4th and 8. And now they're going to bring their punt unit on again.
But like we pointed out, Mr. McCulligan, am I saying his last name right?
What's his number? 16?
Yeah.
Connor McCullough.
He's their backup guy, and he's their pocket passer.
So he has it, and the kick is blocked, and the Hornets are going to cover it at their own 49-yard line, and the Allens are going to have, the Eagles are going to have great field position. Allen, you go.
I know. Look, hey, we were very close to touching that ball there.
Oh yeah, that would have been bad news.
And I think the officials actually missed that call because I think we did touch it
before the
Hornet recovered it.
Caden Bartlett threw there to get the blocked punt. Luckily for us, the officials didn't see us touch it, and we get the ball back. So Eagles with great field position to start their offensive possession here at the Maumelle Hornet 49. It's going to be 1st and 10. We're going to go to the 4 wide formation. Roach is going to be the lone back, and Britton is going to go up under center again. Let's see what the Hornets. Here comes those linebackers creeping up again.
Pop pass right over to the
motion
tight end.
Morris across the formation. He's going to throw deep to Wirtz, and I mean he threw it plenty deep. But again, Allen, I mean he doesn't have any time. He gets the ball. He takes one step. He's got to throw.
We don't need to be going that deep. 5 yards deep is all we need, right over the middle.
Hey, I want to see him get in the shotgun formation, do the Tim Tebow jump pass.
Yeah. That's all we need right there.
Wirtz could have made the catch had the ball not been overthrown so far, and I'm not slighting Britton. He didn't have time to get set to throw. He just chunked it. He was hoping for Wirtz to go up and get it.
And it's really not the offensive line. I mean, they're just bringing more people than what we can block.
So here we go, traditional split-back veer set for the Eagles. Britton has it, looking to run the option, and he pitches again, and the ball's on the ground. The Hornets pick it up. Britton, I guess he's not hurt. But, I mean, at some point, Allen, you've got to know that they're going to be bringing that extra blitzer through there, and you're not going to be able to pitch it like that.
No.
You feel contact, you're just going to tuck it and go down. Cannot make that late pitch. So as quickly as the Eagles get the ball and get great field position, they turn around and give it back to the Hornets, but about 14 yards closer to their own end zone than what we started. So 1st and 10 for the Hornets at the Eagle 38.
Just under 5 minutes left here in this quarter.
Give's going to be to Jackson. He's up the middle. He's going to be tackled by Kuntz, but not before he gets up to the 30-yard line for a 9-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1 for the Hornets at the Eagle 30-yard line.
And we got to hope that they're keeping their mindset right here.
So here we go. This is that set I talked about a moment ago where the one back is a yard in front of the quarterback and the other one a yard behind. Morgan's going to keep. He's looking for running room around the left end. Not able to find it as Kuntz grabs a hold of him. He was hit first by Milligan. Kuntz gets a hold of him, then Devin James comes and cleans the tackle up. Apparently there's some mouthing going on as Morgan went over towards the Eagle huddle like he was going to go over there and have some words. Wisely turns around and comes back the other direction. His coaches may have been coaxing him back this way just a bit. So no gain. It's going to actually probably a little bit of a loss because the ball is going to be spotted just outside the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 2 for the Hornets.
You know, this week we've done much better job of getting to the ball and wrapping up and tackling.
Morgan has it. He's going to fake the give to the back. He dumps it out into the right flats to number 18. He's going to be tackled by number 50, Wyatt Milliken. Clay Kellett there for the tackle also. 18 is Evan Robinson, who made the catch on the little swing out to the flats. Did the rest with his legs.
Yeah, and he just put Gibson in a pickle there.
Yeah.
Do I go get the quarterback or do I stay with the receiver?
So Morgan brings his guys up to the line of scrimmage again. It's going to be a 1st and 10 from the Eagle 25-yard line. We saw the Eagle defense stiffen down here earlier and get a stop that was extended by the unsportsmanlike roughing the kicker penalty. Good job on defense getting downhill there by number 9, Drew Killo. He makes the tackle on the running back, Henderson, for the Hornets. It's actually going to be a loss of 2 yards, bring up 2nd and 12 from the Eagle 27-yard line. Correct. Kilo is a sophomore. So, clock continues to roll. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to play until the half here. Morgan has everybody set. Well, not yet. The receiver's still trying to get where they're supposed to be in the bunch formation to the bottom of your screen. Morgan asks for the ball. He has. He's going to give to Henderson. Henderson straight up the middle, slipping tackles. 3 more chances. We do finally bring him down. Kuntz is definitely going to be in on it, the safety. Also, Zeke Bell and Cody Mitchell there for the Eagles to make the tackle. And Allen, he broke through about 3 right there, in the wave of linebackers.
And they've been outside, and that middle just opened up for them.
1st and goal for the Hornets. Morgan keeps. He's going to be submarined by I know his name, Todd Gibson. Left me for a minute there. I was seeing that 0. I couldn't see all the 2. I wanted to say Kuntz, but I knew he wasn't tall enough for Kuntz, and I couldn't come up with Gibson. So Hornets back quicker to the line. Clock continues to roll. 1:25 to play until the half. I hope Drake is making his way up here because, no, he's going to want to do a sideline report.
He is.
We're going to go down to Drake Toll for the final sideline report of the half. Are we or are we not? Where's he going? Yeah, we're going to go down to Drake for the sideline report.
Hey guys, down here, loud music as usual. This PA system over here, great press box, great atmosphere on the sideline. The Eagles need a big stop right here. Hold them to a field goal, block another field goal maybe. Try to go into halftime at 13-7. The coaching staff right now trying to make adjustments, trying to keep the ball in our hands. On offense, we fumbled twice. Need to retain the ball. We'll talk more about that during the halftime show. For those of you listening, there will be a halftime show tonight and a post-game show as well this evening. We look forward to seeing you guys there. I'll be up there in the booth with you guys in here in about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll get to halftime, hopefully a big stop here for the Eagles.
Drake, you're absolutely right. We want to get a stop here before the half. We don't want to see any more points on the board. If we do, a field goal chance is the most we want to see here.
That's what we want to hold them to right here.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 5. Eagle defense looking for yet another stop. Alan, I know there's going to be a lot of yardage put up on the defense so far, but they've only allowed 13 points. I've got to call that a win so far.
It has. We've pretty much contained their athletes and kept them inside. They've lived on the big plays. So that bunch set here.
Tight bunch. Morgan's actually going to throw. That's a pretty nifty little play, I got to admit. So Morgan, what it was Morgan threw a shovel pass to number 4, Byron Wade, who started in that bunch formation. And on the snap, he just slips back behind the line. they throw him a shovel pass and nobody even seen him. I mean, he's not a tall guy by any means. So good play call there by the Hornet offensive staff. Brings the score to 19-7. Hornets lead the Eagles with the point after coming up. Daniel Wheeler, the kicker. I can't see the holder's number. 16's the holder. The kick is up, and it is good this time. So the score's going to be 20-7. Maumelle leads Vilonia. And Drake he's over there talking, so we're not going to go down to him. Alan, we'll keep it here. You got any thoughts?
Well, we got 1:21 left in this half. Let's hope not to see the option play. Let's hope to see something over the middle with them pinning their ears back in that defense there. And it don't have to be deep down the field. We're looking 5-10 yards is all we need right there, and that we can run after the catch. We just got to get it to the catch.
At this juncture, with the way that they're playing their defense, I don't know why you don't line up in the shotgun, go 4 wide, and just run the slant until they quit blitzing us.
Exactly.
Because it should be wide. I mean, if you can get inside your defender on the slant, it should be wide open.
And it is. It is wide open.
So Wheeler set to kick it off. Really showed off his leg on the last kickoff. We'll see what he has here. Not going to kick this one near as deep. Draven Smith's going to field it at the 13. Drops the ball. Picks it up. He's looking for running room around the left side. Slips the first tackle. Bounces off his own man. Breaking through tackles. Very good run by that young man after he initially dropped the ball. He's going to ultimately get out to the 25-yard line. Eagles will set up with a 1st and 10 there, with 1:13 left to play until the half. So what was it last week? We saw the fast break or the fast track or the choo-choo or whatever it was. I hope we see a little bit more of that right here.
Yeah. And again, that was from that shotgun set. So that definitely give Britton some more time to survey the defense and find an open receiver.
Instead, we're going to see more of the veer. And Britton, they got a hold of him again in the backfield. He breaks out of the first tackler. He's up across the 40. Makes another man miss to the 45. He's going to step out of bounds at the 46, and that was all Britton.
That was all Britton and want to right there.
Wirtz had a good block on the play there a little bit later in the run after Britton broke a couple of tackles. So good job by him continuing his block up the field. The official is signaling that he wants a minute. Well, they got 10:40 there. Minute 4. Minute 4 on the clock is what they're going to give us. All right, so they blow the play clock in. Here we go. Britton up under center again. Has the ball. He's going to give to Rocha. Rocha pushing forward, still fighting for yardage. He's ultimately going to get across the 50 down to the Hornet 48-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down. Eagles take the timeout to preserve clock. 51 seconds left to play.
And that's our last one.
Alan, I think we are. That is our last one. I didn't realize we had called 2 already, so my mistake there. I thought maybe they took it off the board quickly there. I was looking over there myself. So no more timeouts for the Eagles. What are they going to be talking about over there in the huddle, Alan? Ball at the 49.5-yard line.
Well, now with under a minute and 2nd down, so we got one shot to go down the field. Then you got to save those other two plays to get your 1st down. So then you can go down the field more. So I expect to see something down the field on this play, and if we don't convert on that, try to get that 1st down with the next 2 plays.
Right. They give us 5 more seconds on the clock here, so we're going to have 56 ticks to do this in. 4 wide, Duff, the lone running back in the backfield. No, that's Rocha. Quick out to Wirtz. Wirtz looking to get upfield. He does, and he does get out of bounds, so good job by there. Looked like another late hit. No flag. But we are going to have the 1st down, and Wirtz got out of bounds. So
yes.
Clock stops back at 51 seconds. Like I said, they gave us the original 5. And just like I called for, the quick out, it goes for 7 yards and a 1st down. And, does it call the dogs off a little bit? Are those linebackers going to be as aggressive knowing that we're going to try to throw some quick stuff? Or are they going to
I think we're going to have to prove it to them.
You think we're going to have to throw it actually over the middle before they stop coming at us? Okay, I don't disagree with that. Coots into the game in the slot here. Britton was going to be hit. That's not holding at all. That was a good block, actually, by Morris, the back. A lot of jawing going on over there on the sideline. And I don't know why the Hornets would gang up over there and start jawing. That's our sideline. Get back to your own side and shut your mouth is what I'd like to say to them if I was down there. Either way, they finally leave the sideline. One of them still looking over there mouthing at us. Good run by Britton after he escapes the first tackler, but an even better block by Morris, the lone back there. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
Yes.
Britton has it. Fakes to Rocha. He takes it around the right end. He's got plenty of running room. He's looking to get out of bounds, and he ultimately does get out of bounds, has plenty for the first down. He's going to be down to the 27-yard line. And, Alan, it's not the set I wanted to see, but they're doing a very good job.
And that was that option play again, but what made that effective is Maumelle wasn't blitzing.
Right.
So, therefore, it works.
You're 100% accurate. The thing is, I think we took way too long to get away from it because they just saw it coming. They kept pinning their ears back. So, going to have a little bit of breathing room here for Britton, hopefully, if they keep the dogs called off, trying to contain us here as we're threatening to get down close enough to kick a field goal.
That was going to be my question to you. Backside.
It's a screen pass, and it's intercepted by number 6, and he may go. Alan Britton has a chance at him. Britton gets trucked. There's a flag, and so 2 Eagles down, a 3rd Eagle down now. Okay, one of them's up.
I think we're going to have targeting, not necessarily targeting, just unnecessary roughness, a block away from the play.
Okay. It was well behind the play. I was on the man with the ball, and I just saw Eagle bodies take off flying everywhere. But
so as they gather up, try to figure out what the call is, where did he even return that to? I hadn't seen the ball yet.
Well, it's not, but you see the official has it spotted at the 31-yard line of the Eagles.
Oh. So they're going to take off 15 yards.
And a sideline warning.
Yeah,
so a personal foul on the Hornets and also a sideline warning on the same play. I don't know what the sideline warning is about. I do know I saw an official smooth run over a cameraman from Maumelle a little bit earlier in the game. So it may have been he was already frustrated about that and they did something else, so wanting to back him up.
And Britt just didn't have any time to make that pass. That would have been a time just to eat it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was a jailbreak screen, and the Hornets were trying to line up about 15 yards too early. They're giving them 15 on the sideline warning also.
Yeah.
So a 30-yard penalty ultimately on the Hornets.
They're spotting that ball back at the 30. So it's going to be
not sideline warning, actual sideline infraction, I should say. So 15 yards for the unnecessary roughness and then 15 yards for the sideline infraction.
Which negates that whole return.
Yeah, because basically this is where we started the down from. The only problem is the Eagles don't have possession of the football any longer.
Right.
Backup quarterback in the game, Allen. He throws the ball out wide to number 11. So the backup quarterback is Connor McCullough. He throws that pass to Lewis Hartage. And my spotter tells me Britton's down across the way. So we will we'll wait to hear, what the outlook is on him. We may see the sophomore Vines come in. As Alan said before, the backup quarterback, he's the pocket passer. So Maumelle's looking to go quickly. Drops back. He's going to throw deep. Has a man, but the ball is overthrown.
And Mitchell was there on the coverage.
Actually, if Mitchell doesn't cut inside that guy, he probably has an opportunity to make the move and go get it.
Right.
So good coverage by Mitchell. You're absolutely right. So the Hornets are going to have a 3rd and 3 back at their own 38-yard line.
With 15 ticks left. and 2 timeouts to their name.
McCullough has it. No, the give's going to be to number 2, Jackson. He's going to be stopped after a very short gain. They're going to give him about a half a yard or so. It's going to bring up 4th down. Clock rolls. 3, 2, 1, and that is going to be the end of the half. Hornets lead by a score of 20-7. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run the Roller Foundation commercial. I haven't ran their commercial yet. So we're gonna roll the Roller Foundation commercial, and then you're gonna hear some music and a graphic while we get set up for the halftime show. This is Vilonia Eagle football on Eagle Vision, brought to you by the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation. Sorry guys, I didn't get everything set up correctly here. So there is the Charlie Roller Foundation commercial now.
Charlie Roller was an outstanding athlete at Vilonia, and he truly exemplified what it meant to be a Vilonia Eagle. On behalf of the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, we would like to say thank you to the Friends of Charlie for their continued support of the Charlie Roller Classic. This event has allowed ongoing support to many sporting events and activities throughout the Vilonia School District.
We're back live here from Hornets Stadium in Maumelle, Arkansas. The Vilonia Eagles taking on the Maumelle Hornets. Eagles trail 20-7 at the half. Alan, we've seen a lot out of the Eagles, but the big key factor here, the reason the Eagles are down in this ball game, in my opinion, 3 turnovers from our starting quarterback, Jordan Britton.
Yeah, and that has been they've been drive killers, is what they've been.
Kryptonite.
You know, but we've moved the ball well against them. We actually have more yards than they do at this point of the ball game. We're moving it real well. Maumelle's living off the big play, and the short field position that we're giving them.
That's right. It's a different ball game than we've seen all season. We see a lot of patterns in the first 3 or 4 weeks with teams. First down, second down, short routes, and third down, they'd go for the long play. Maumelle's just kind of here and there. There's really no pattern to their game.
There is, and that makes it hard for Coach Stout and that defense to really contain them do as well as they've done in this first half against them.
20 points definitely does not tell the story defensively for the fact that our offense has had multiple turnovers that have put Maumelle in great field position. That one right there, that interception would have put them in an outstanding field position if it wasn't for the penalty tacked on, and I actually wasn't. What was the call on that flag?
So we had actually 2 penalties on that particular play. We had a away from the ball personal foul, unnecessarily roughness, and then we had a sideline infraction.
Really?
So, yes, I believe it was the Maumelle's camera guy got in the way of the official going down the sideline. So that was 30 yards worth of penalties from the 40 was where it started. That's where the late, not late, but unnecessarily blocked player would happen at.
Right. You look at Britton there. He took a hard hit trying to bring him down. And got they call it the hit stick. We brought that up in the pregame. Another big hit there. And Britton has taken a lot in this ball game, a lot of pressure, backside pressure. The reason that interception was thrown is because he had that backside pressure. That has been a problem with the line has been blocking fairly well, but there's always that one guy that's been able to sneak in and really get good pressure on the Eagles.
Well, what Maumelle's been doing to us, they just bring them more people than what we can block.
Right.
So we've got 5 guys. They're bringing 6, 7, 8 guys through there. So we physically just can't block them, and that's what's causing the problem with our option play. And that's the play that Britt's had the fumbles on, because they're just bringing more than what we can block.
It's that same midline rush, and the problem is in most offensive sets, you look at a pro style, you've got 2 blocking backs. So if they rush more than the line has, your blocking backs are able to clean up those guys on the outside. Now in the veer option, when you're running the option play, your 2 backs could take the ball at any time and run the football. So they cannot block because they're going upfield as is. So it puts you at a
disadvantage.
At a disadvantage. There's your $5 word right there. Puts us at a disadvantage on that. And so far, that's been our kryptonite, is on those midline plays. Britton, he just doesn't have time to get the ball anywhere.
No, and that's the reason right there.
That is a big reason.
So, offensively, Maumelle's got 15 first downs to our 10. We have 200 yards on the ground.
Really?
Yeah, 10 yards a clip every time we touch the ball. 10 yards rushing. Or 10 yards per rush. 1 for 5 in the passing game, which gives us 184 yards on the
but why
total.
Pass when the run's working?
That's right, and it's been working because we've been mixing it up. Britt's had a good night running the ball. Couple of hard runs where you could just see the determination out of him, and then Rocha too. He had a couple early on, and it seems like we went away from him because Britt got hot. But expect to see him again here in the second half. And Duff had a couple of good runs early on. So, and again, what's going to surprise you about Maumelle's stats is, we told you in the pregame they're going to hurt us with their legs and Morgan running. And it really hasn't been Morgan. It's been Henry and Jackson and their little short pass game that's been hurting us. And they've really not connected down the fields, but what they're doing is getting the ball in their athlete's hand through that short pass.
That's right.
And they're making things happen.
That's right. You look at their statistics here, 45 yards rushing in the first half, not a lot. It's one of those things that you and I talked about in the pregame before we went on air, the fact that we didn't expect Maumelle to have over 100 yards passing. We really didn't see it. But 130 here in the first half, trying to exploit our corners, especially on the short routes.
Yeah, and that's where they're getting us. It's not deep. It's not 15 yards. They're just throwing it behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes, that's right. Now, Xavion Morgan, their quarterback, we've seen a couple plays here that would have been touchdowns.
Right.
The receivers split out wide, going deep. He's missed his target a couple times. The coverage has been fairly good for the Eagles, but you see a play or two here and there where a guy will break deep, and Morgan's just missed his man. So he's not a guy that's going to throw deep, but those screen passes are eating us alive.
And that's why that last drive that we see McCullen come in.
Yeah.
And he didn't connect on his deep pass either. So, maybe just he wasn't warmed up. But, Morgan is going to hurt us 15 to the line of scrimmage and with his legs.
That's right.
So, we got to keep on keeping on what we're doing defensively.
Yeah.
You know, that plan's working.
That's right.
We just got to clean up the turnovers.
That's right. As we talked about in the first in the pregame show, we'd see a lot of variation from Maumelle. They have a lot of different formations, as did Alma. Not much more preparation for this game. It's about the same as Alma.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a very similar team. They got their athletes out there, but at one point in the game, they pulled the Arkansas State. They had all of their linemen drop on their stomach and threw a screen pass to the far side of the field.
Yeah.
Did you see that one? I mean, just
I
crazy
missed that
stuff
particular
going on.
play. I've been having huddle issues this evening. So
I mean, the things that they're doing out there, the variations that they've got, it's been a well-coached ball game, or well-called ball game from Maumelle offensively, because they've had their plays here or there and
Right.
just missed the mark every now and then. But as we talked about, turnovers have been an issue, and the reason the Eagles trail by 13. But there have been a few good things: a block punt, a block kick, different things like that. Although this field goal down here that was blocked, we had that called back with the roughing the kicker. That
Right.
really did shoot us in the foot.
right, and it's the little things
Yeah.
that's holding us back here. We're executing the plays that the coaches are calling defensively. Coach Stout's calling a great game, keeping them to up under 150 yards in the first half. Offensively, we're moving the ball at will, doing what we need to, getting our first downs. We're playing in front of the chains. We just got to clean up that turnover, and we're good. And that's going to be the keys to our second half.
Yeah, definite key to the second half there. I was going to ask you, our DNN construction keys to the second half. We'll go ahead and do those now. As you said, turnovers are a big one. I put it at keep running the football. Continue to run the ball to the outside. Britain's had a lot of success running the ball. Try to continue to run the football. Score a couple times here, even if it's 21-20, and we just hold the rest of the ball game. I'm good sitting right there and getting the W.
I am too. 1 point's just as good as 100 points. What I told Corey last night in that ninth grade win, they went at 15-14 over Cersei last night, and he asked me, one is just as good as 100 in that situation. So I'm good with that as well.
That's right. Now, defensively, DNN construction keys to the second half. What do we got to do defensively, Alan?
I've seen us do a lot better job getting to the ball carrier and wrapping up. We've done a tremendous job that this week of cleaning that up, and that's going to be the key again. Getting to the ball carrier and just wrapping up. Athletes are going to make plays.
That's right.
So we just got to control the big plays. So by gang tackling and wrap it up when we get there is going to stop that, and that's going to be what's going to make us in the second half.
That's right. You got to control the game offensively, especially. You want to stay alert and stick to your game plan here and try to run the clock out or chew a lot of clock. I talked about it on the sideline report. You just talked about defensively, but now offensively, we got to hold the ball.
Yeah,
these
just clean up
possessions are
turnovers.
short possessions. We have to hold on to the ball and churn. They call it the churn. You run the football, power run, 4 yards of play, have the ball for 6 or 7 minutes. We saw it in the first quarter. Both teams running the football a quick quarter, but you got to see a lot more of that in the second half from the Eagles.
And we are, and too, when they pin their ears back and start coming, we are going to have to dump it right over the top of that blitz.
Right.
So, and maybe put Brett back in a shotgun formation and just lob it right up over that blitz, and from the shotgun formation, he's got time to see it, and we're good.
Right. You'd like to see that in the second half, is throw Britton out there in the shotgun, spread it out, then run a draw. I mean, run the football, that QB power, take what Maumelle does, throw it right back at him, and I think we'll have a lot of success out of that. Now, I'd like to talk about the line-wise. Coach Cron, our offensive and defensive line coach, Coach Stewart is a defensive line coach. Right. Both of those guys, first off, offensively, what is Coach Cron saying to the line after this first half?
I think overall, good job. Because they're doing what they can with it.
Right.
Again, 5 against 7, 5 against 6. There's just not enough there to block. So I think what we're going to have to do is hold one of them backs in and help Brett out with that.
Right.
So
now, defensively, our defensive line, where do we start there? Coach Stewart talking to those guys. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the defensive line, but what have you seen from them that's worked, hasn't worked? Where will we adjust here in the second half?
We're doing a good job as far as containing Morgan, their leading rusher.
Right.
And Henry, their rushing yards are way down. So keep doing what we're doing. No changes needed defensively in my mind.
No changes needed defensively. Now we look at the way the stats line out here, the total yards, and what strikes me, the average yards per play. Vilonia is at 7.4 yards, but Maumelle at just 4.1.
Yeah. It is, and unless I hit the wrong button somewhere, the numbers are the numbers, right?
That's right.
So we're doing what we need to defensively.
That's right.
So
that's right. We'll go ahead and take it into our halftime scoreboard. I'll look around the 5A, and most of these games here, as I pull it up on my phone, have gone into halftime already. Alma against Farmington. Alma is at home in that ball game, and they lead it actually 14-6. So a close ball game. We saw Alma last week. We played them close in the first half, but 14-6 headed to halftime on that one, and that's kind of a surprise to us, isn't it?
Yeah, and Farmington's been hanging in there with a lot of tough teams this year, so you just can't mark them off.
That's right. They really have. They played Pea Ridge very close earlier this year, and then this one against Alma. Alma, of course, is not a first-half team, as we saw last week. But then again, Farmington hanging in there. Now, Pulaski Academy and BB at halftime. BB trails the ball game 45-14.
Wow. BB's going to have to get out of that dead tee, ain't they?
I don't know about get out of the dead tee. Once you run it for so many years, you'd be like Pottsville. It works. It works here and there. But you look at we actually saw Pulaski Academy play on ESPN a couple weeks ago.
We did.
Did you catch that one?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that.
Yeah, no kidding. They're one of the best teams in the state, looking to win the 5A again this year. But if we make the playoffs, I'm sure we'll be able to give them a run for their money. That's
yes,
for sure.
at any time.
At any time. Now, Clarksville and Harrison at halftime in that one. Harrison leads the ball game 49-6. Flexing their muscles, Harrison beat Morrilton last week. Harrison might just win the West this year.
They're lining themselves up just to do that.
Yeah. Their air raid attack is looking good. Now, win against Greene County Tech. Greene County Tech, a team that we played this season, and actually had the game forfeited, so that turns into a loss. Now, we did win that ball game 28-19 or 29-18, but it's been flipped due to forfeit. They're playing against Wynn 42-7 at halftime. That one not looking too good. They still have the Maumelle Vilonia game at 7-7,
right?
Which it was. I mean, that was respectable. But now we're at 20-7, hoping to reverse that here in the second half. Morrilton, Greenbrier, and to our guys in the booth, this one's a big shock. I know Mr. Steve Austin had let out an open gasp when he heard this one. But Morrilton 7, Greenbrier 21, headed to halftime.
Wow. Greenbrier's maybe found them a backup quarterback.
That's right, and that is Barry Groom's Hooten's 5A game of the week. And I laughed at that, but it looks like Greenbrier giving Morrilton a run for their money. Morrilton has Chris Well at quarterback, but they're having some struggles this week. Never know. We'll move into the week 5 6A. See if we can get that in here, because there's one big game, Greenwood and El Dorado, that I've got to see the score on here. But as I'm looking for that,
you done went to a wrong page now.
Done
messed up, which could lead us into our DNA Construction Charlie Roller trivia question of the week.
Yes, I was waiting for the trivia question as I'm looking. What's our trivia question tonight?
So Corey's got the first one, the DNA Construction trivia question.
Corey's got it for me?
Well, no, he's got the first question, and you got the next one.
All right, I'm here. Go ahead and lay it on me. Let's see if I can be as ludicrous as I was last week.
So the DNA Construction question for Corey is, in what year and who was the coach that Vilonia had its first non-losing season? First non-losing season.
So that would tell me undefeated, but he's telling me that we probably had a tie in there since the way he's wording it. He's being very careful about his wording here.
Yes.
So who was the coach and what year do we have our first non-losing season? The coach is going to be Diamond Dave Bangs. Oh, so then I'm completely off on the years.
Yes. So go back. When did football start?
Well, let's see. You tore your you tore your knee up at the 50 years of football celebration a few years back. So
that was actually 40.
40 years. Okay,
yes.
So 40. So we're pushing 50 years then.
Yeah, we've already passed 50.
Okay, all right. So, gosh, that would put us back in
67, wasn't
it? 67.
Yeah, 67. Now, I don't know who the coach was back then.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. Let me give you a clue. He was a big-time girls basketball coach in Conway.
Girls basketball coach in Conway.
Does that help? He coached air hockey at Louisville.
Yeah, so underwater basket weaving coach
at
the University of Sisters of the Poor. Wow. Thanks, Alan.
His name was Bill Clements.
Okay, I do know Bill Clements. Now that you say it, and I was trying to think about that because
He
I
had
know his
a-
daughter Laura. So
Yeah, he had a 1-year coaching stint at Vilonia.
Wow.
So he had the first non-losing season in 1969.
1970.
Dadgummit!
1 year off.
Wow.
Well, hey,
At 4-4.
you know, it's like leading an old stubborn mule to the water. You finally got me over there, and then I kicked the bucket over.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. Let's hear Drake's question. I want to see how
So-
Drake does.
Season. I hope it's easier than that.
So, in what year did Vilonia have its first winning season?
Its first winning season. So its first non-losing. I see what you're saying now. 4-4.
It was 4-4.
Okay.
And then, what year did we have our first winning season?
I know that in '84 we beat Heber at Heber for the conference championship.
Okay.
Am I warm or cold?
You're cold.
I'm cold.
Yeah.
You better go way on back, Drake.
We'll go 1971. Next season we have.
Ding, 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 ding,
There we
ding.
go.
Okay, so that's like putting the ball on the tee for Drake. Freaking throw me nothing but curveballs and knuckleballs, and
Yeah.
then you're going to set it on the tee for him to knock out. Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Well, here's the next question for Drake. Who was
Okay.
the coach?
Who was the coach? Banks.
No.
Oh, okay.
Coach Bangs didn't come to Vilonia until 1985.
Same thing. Come on.
Right. So it was Jerry McBride.
Alan, you're way too old.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
You're way too old.
yeah.
Fred Weaver.
No.
Fred Weaver was my next guest.
Hey, how about next time we keep the trivia questions at least in this century?
Century?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Past 17 years.
Hey, I
might know.
got some good ones out of this one article I found, or that was texted to me, and tons of trivia questions. Thanks for that.
Let me
No,
ask
hey,
you
text over.
100%. I am going to say though, it is interesting to hear some of that old Eagle trivia because I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie to you. If it gets past Coach David
Hey.
Bangs, I don't know a whole
Yeah.
lot about it. Other than
Hey.
I've heard the story of the fighting
15.
Fighting 15. I've
Right.
heard that story from Fred.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know a lot past that. So keep
Hey.
bringing that stuff.
Yes, and I've got a
Anyways.
good one come Greenbrier night.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to step away and let you guys have the rest of the
Now
halftime
let me
show.
ask you this one. Here's my trivia question for
Okay.
you. In what year and who was the coach when
Okay.
we won the most games in program history?
That would have been, well, daggone, he just left us. The coach.
I can't. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know his name's done left me, but that would have been the year that we made our state title run and got runner-up.
What
Stanley.
year?
That would have been 2005.
2003, the
Oh,
Vilonia
was it?
Eagles went 12-2. It was 2003 going into 2004.
Okay.
So it was just there in December 2003. Coach Stanley, one of his early
Yep.
seasons at Vilonia, took us to a state championship. We lost to Batesville.
Batesville.
Lost to Batesville.
And that
in a
was our
close
two
ball game. It wasn't
yeah,
supposed to be close.
That was
either.
our only two losses on the year. Was both the
That's
Batesville.
right. That's right. But
So-
no, a big season there. Hoping to replicate that in the coming years here at Vilonia. But it's been a beautiful night here at Maumelle. We're at Hornet Stadium. It's a great complex, an awesome press box, 120 feet in the air. We're way up here,
It just
but it's
keeps
been
growing.
it's been a. Well, they got us an elevator. too.
Guys,
I gotta
we're
give them
only
credit.
3 stories up. We're
No. We are on level 2, but it's been a fun night here. It's 20-7. Hoping the Eagles can rally around. I'm going to head back down to the sideline, maybe catch me some more Olive Garden. But no, it's been fun. They've hosted us well here at Maumelle. We're going to head in a minute and a half until we hit the second half kickoff. But Eagles looking to come back here, battle back. We're used to being down so far this season, but looks like hopefully we can get us a little rally right here.
we can't.
Oh, come on. Thank you, guys. We'll see you here for the second half shortly.
Welcome back, Eagle fans, to Vilonia Eagle football on Eagle Vision. We are live from the Maumelle Hornet Stadium in Maumelle, Arkansas. Third quarter action here. Eagles are going to kick off to Maumelle, who won the toss earlier, and they deferred their option, so they will receive the kickoff to open the second half. Lewis set to kick. The ball is away. It's going to go deep. I apologize, I didn't get the numbers prior to that. It's going to be a reverse to number 1 or 4 actually. Wirtz is ultimately going to make the tackle. Byron Wade on the turn off of the reverse. The return off the reverse. Ball's going to be set down at the 35-yard line of the Hornets, where they're going to have a 1st and 10 on their first offensive possession here. Eagles looking to get a stop.
No, I'm good.
On the first possession. Now, the Hornets are going to play the backup quarterback. He's the more passing quarterback. Gibbs going to be to Henderson right up the middle. He's got a lot of running room. He's going to be brought down by Zeke Bell and Austin Kuntz, but not before he can gain 25.
And that was a big hole there.
They stop him. They mark him back a little bit short of the 40 there. He's actually going to be at the 42-yard line of the Eagles, so 23-yard run. So I think maybe everybody was expecting pass with McCullough in at the quarterback spot, and they run it right up the gut. Same play, except McCullough's going to pull and throw the quick screen out to number 18. He's going to be tackled by Austin Kuntz
54.
and Christian Gardner.
Man, that means a lot.
So 18, Evan Robinson, the receiver, and a completely different looking offense with McCullough back there behind center, Alan.
Because we was expecting that, just what they did there on that second play, and they gashed us right up the middle for a big 23-yard pickup.
So if they continue to throw those quick slants, we're going to have to tighten up the coverage a little bit on the outside of the defense here. McCullough has the ball. Gibbs going to be to Henderson. He's looking to get around left end. He does.
41.
He's going to be tackled by number 41 for your Eagles.
It's Bartlett.
That's Caden Bartlett. We called his name quite a bit tonight. He's playing with that cast on his arm. Broke his hand a couple of weeks ago. I think that was, well, Drake left us. I was going to ask him. He told me how it happened. I can't remember. I think it was during practice, yeah. Doing a great job to get a hold of the backs and go ahead and make tackles, because Henderson's not a small guy.
And Morgan down on the sideline getting stretched out.
It's going to be a quick out to number 8. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by Zeke Bell. 8 has been Sorvillo, or maybe Sorvillo. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it. Hey Drake, how did Bartlett break his hand? Was it in practice?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a practice injury.
On a Monday morning last week. Or on Monday.
So, as I said a moment ago, a completely different looking offense for the Hornets with McCullough at the quarterback position, and he continues to stay on, has the ball. It's going to fake to
Fumble.
It's going to fake to Henderson, goes to throw the ball. It is a fumble, and the Eagles are going to have it. That's going to be Eagle football. Clay Kellett on the recovery. I didn't see who forced the fumble. Anybody get that?
It just come out of his hand, did it not?
Well, there was somebody on him that's going to throw.
41.
Caden Bartlett forces the fumble. So Bartlett, the linebacker, forces the fumble. Kellett, the linebacker, recovers the fumble, and the Eagles are set up here with a first down at their own 28-yard line. Outstanding job by the Eagle defense. They talked about it at the half. You know, they played pretty good. They played pretty good in the first half. I really can't fault anything they're doing. Gave up a few big plays for the scores. Had a couple of inopportune penalties, but hey, that's football. Overall, I'd say the defense has done a great job tonight. Britton changes his cadence. That was something that I had a discussion about with somebody during the half, that, hey, maybe if they're going to continue to play that peewee defense and just pin their ears back and come running at you, if we change our cadence a little bit, we can draw them off sides, and that's another way to take the aggressiveness out of the Maumelle defenders.
From just pulling their ears back and coming at us. That's a good point. I wish I would have heard you say that. I would have brought that up at halftime.
Rocha has the handoff, looking to get around the left end. Not a lot doing there. He's tackled by number 32 for the Hornets. Shawan Malone. I mean,
Yeah.
so that Shawan Malone is the tackler, and Roach is going to have a short game. Brings up 2nd and 4, gained a yard there. Had the penalty on 1st down for 5. Britton has it, gives to Rocha. Actually, no, it's going to be Duff with the football.
It's Rocha.
It is Rocha. Okay, they confused me there for a minute. I guess what happened is Rocha tried to take it around left guard, and he had to bounce it back this way. It ended up going off right tackle.
Roach is limping.
Rocha does limp off the field there. We hope that's just a just a little ding and nothing major. You see Morris come on in replacement of Rocha.
21 going in.
You're going to see also 21 come on for Simpson. 21 is Dylan Fulmer. So Fulmer's going to split out here in the slot with Kuntz. Yeah, Morris goes to the slot to the top of the screen with Wirtz. Britton pumps. He throws to Fulmer. Fulmer looking to get up the field. He's across the 50 to the 45. He's tackled way out of bounds, and they are finally going to throw the flag for the late hit out of bounds. Excellent job. Still some jawing going on down there on the sideline. Official comes in and gets it broken up. And Alan, I'm going to say that we may have instigated that one.
Yeah, we may have. But nevertheless, we finally get the out-of-bounds hit that we've been looking for.
That's right. So a 1st down by the catch and run on Fulmer. He's also going to get an additional 15 on the personal foul late hit out of bounds. So the Eagles are going to actually end up with very good field position here. And just as we said, a little bit of difference out of the Maumelle offense. Eagles a little bit different themselves.
Yes, and I was wondering if he was going to pick up Fulmer down there at the bottom because he was wide stinking open.
Well, the play was he was looking for Wirtz, and Wirtz was covered at the top of the screen. And then when he goes through his progressions, he sees Fulmer. Fulmer was wide open. Roach is going to have it. Nope. Why not give it to Rocha there? Because Britton's going to be brought down for a 2-yard loss, and Rocha would have had about a 6-yard gain at least. I'm not on the field making the read, so I don't know why. I'm just after I see it develop, I'm like, well, why didn't we do that? So I say that a lot. Probably people look at me and say the same thing. Why didn't he do this?
But nevertheless, good drive coming out after holding them.
Britton up under center again. Duff and Roach in the backfield. It's going to be Duff looking to get around the right end, pushing forward. He's going to gain a yard or 2. They're going to give him 2 up to the 29-yard line, where it's going to bring up a 3rd down and
25
close
shaking
to
up.
10. 25 shaking up for the Hornets on the play. He was down. His buddies helped him up. Now he's down again. Takes his helmet off. He's hurting. So with that, if I can find him, nope, he's gossiping over there. I was going to go to okay, now I see what he's doing. He's trying to get into his complete Hawaiian outfit. So if this injury takes long enough,
Where's he at?
he's over there trying to put his shirt on. He's about to fall over. He's trying to put his shirt on so
You gotta
fast.
have that preset. You gotta have that preset.
He gave up on it. So you
We got
see
him
Drake
too.
there. We got him in the shot. But I wish you, Steve, I wish you would have had him when he snatched that shirt out of, I don't know who it was. Somebody had his shirt. He snatched it out of their hands, started trying to put it on, and almost fell over. Either way, we got a great laugh out of it. Drake, you'll catch that on the replay later when you watch it. Britton back up under center. He's going to give it to Rocha straight ahead off the left guard. Rocha's ahead for about a 5-yard gain up to the 25. It's going to bring up 4th down and a long 5. And Alan, it's going to be interesting to see what the Eagles decide to do here, because I feel pretty confident from warm-ups that Lewis can hit from this distance, but also 3 would be nice, but we really need 7.
Yeah. So I like the call going for it.
I don't disagree with it at all. So Britton calling out signals. Linebacker steps up.
Fumble.
Britton tries to
Maumelle's
take
got
off
it.
before he has the ball, drops it, and Maumelle's going to recover the football. So Maumelle's going to take over. I don't know if the play was going to go anywhere anyways. Britton looked like he saw that extra linebacker coming up to bring pressure and tried to get going a little bit early. It was going to be an option play to the left again.
Yeah.
You know,
We like that option play.
a little too much sometimes in my opinion. But either way, Britton's got to secure the football before he takes off. So the Eagles are going to try to look to get another stop defensively. McCullough's going to throw a quick out to Jackson. Jackson's up across the 30. He's going to be hit by a swarm of Eagles there. Koontz leads the charge, takes him down. Tristan Milligan also there. And let me get that other number there. Christian Gardner as well on the Eagles gang tackle.
And again, they're hurting us behind the line. Just putting their athletes in position to make plays.
Alan, they're basically substituting a short passing game for a lack of running game at this point. This time it's going to be a give to Jackson straight ahead.
54, 20.
He's going to drag Eagle defenders down to the 40-yard line. He's going to have plenty for a first down. So the Hornets will set up with a 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
And their running game actually has been working fairly well this half. So I don't know why they felt like they need to change at quarterback other than maybe Mr. Morgan's hurt.
Yeah, you know, I see him down there. He doesn't have his helmet on. That's a busted play. McCullough's going to have to pull it and run, and I think we got blocked in the back and or held there. There's another block in the back out in front of the play that doesn't get called.
80.
McCullough's going to be run out of bounds by number 80, Austin Koontz, and he's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down.
How many tackles does he have tonight?
He's got 8.
Koontz has been all over the place.
That young man has a good night.
Koontz player of the game a couple of weeks ago at the home game there at Vilonia. Well, was that at Vilonia? No, that was up at, where do we have Koontz up? We had him up for an interview. Was it at Vilonia?
I don't remember.
Either way, definitely a player of the game. McCullough getting this guy set. Everybody's set now. He's ready for the football. He has it. He's rolling to his left. He's going to be flushed by a couple of Eagles. Throws well short. Devin James is going to get the hit on the quarterback. It's a clean hit, but it is going to make him think the next time he rolls out, hey, it's 33 coming to see me this time.
He just couldn't get enough on that. His receiver was open. James just putting enough pressure on him just to hurry that up just a little bit. Brings up a big 3rd down. And that's Henderson on the run. And I don't know if anybody's going to catch him.
No, he's gone. Touchdown Hornets.
And we do have a flag on the play.
Let me erase the score then. That's probably what's going to happen down on the field. Back where that is, it's going to be a hold or a block in the back probably. Could see something crazy on the call on the Eagles. Initial touchdown is good. Personal foul on the Eagles.
Forced on the kickoff.
And Alan, I didn't see what was going on. Wait a minute. Now, okay, so it's offsetting personal fouls is actually what it is, because he said touchdown good, and then he said personal foul Vilonia. We assumed that was going to be the call, but then he gave personal foul to the Hornets as well. So offsetting penalties, and the kick is good. So, I mean, the touchdown is good, as we see 21 on to kick the point after, and it is also good. So the score is going to be 27-7 Maumelle. Eagles are going to get the kickoff here, Alan, and they're looking to get a little something going.
And we're just going to have to hang on to the ball. That's simple as that.
Right. We're not doing bad offensively. We're just not holding on to the ball at all.
And again, we're containing, and then they just bust one on us.
Oh, I do see Drake. Okay, Drake's there with the cheerleaders. Let's take it down to Drake Toll for a Vilonia Eagle sideline report. Drake, I'm glad you're having a good time. You don't know it, but we're having a good time at your expense too. So hey, we like the props. We like you getting the cheerleaders involved there. Now we hope that gets a little bit of fire in these football players, and we see a touchdown here, and make this thing interesting. Alan, I don't want to be completely Rick Schaefer here.
You don't want to be Debbie Downer, so you're going to go Schaefer?
I'm not going to go complete Schaefer, but I'm going to say if we can score here. I mean, as undisciplined as Maumelle seems to be at times, and their play calling suspect taking 40 seconds off the clock in 3 plays one time. So I guess actually they did give the personal foul to Vilonia, as the Hornets are going to kick off from our 45.
I counted 12.
I mean, that ball's going to go way deep into the end zone. Milligan's going to catch it on the bounce, but it doesn't matter. Once it crosses the goal line in high school football, it is a touchback. Eagles will get the ball at the 20. So I know I saw him give the personal foul call both ways.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you there.
Yeah, and we can't. We're inside behind glass. We can't hear anything down on the field level. So we just got to go off of the signals that we see and try to interpret as best as possible.
And we've had a kind of a roller coaster back in that back slot tonight. We've seen Christian Milligan, we've seen Mr. Smith, we've seen Mitchell, and somebody else to start the game. So I think that's our 4th different return. Good move there by Rocha, because he was dead to rights in the backfield, and he made a good play just to gain the 6 yards that he got.
Okay, so getting reports that sometimes we can hear the spotter over our mics. Just to let everybody know at home, here at Maumelle Stadium, we're actually inside a booth, so it's going to be a completely different sound than what you get traditionally when you're got outside. You see the pitch there by Britton to Rocha. Rocha's going to get across the 27-yard line up to the 28, gain of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Eagles. But like I was saying, we're inside, so the sound is a whole lot different than it normally is when we're at home. We've got the windows open, you get the crowd noise and all that. You're going to pick up a lot more background noise. So hopefully we haven't said anything completely inappropriate that went out on the broadcast. And I didn't get any word that we did. I'm just thinking back through it now, like, what did we say? So either way, Eagles looking at 3rd and 2 here.
2-by-2 set here.
And here comes Morris across the formation in motion. Gibbs going to be to Rocha, and there ain't nothing going on there.
No.
Nobody was fooled by the motion. And if we're going to run straight up the gut, why go with all of the trickery?
Good question.
Yeah, go ahead and talk to him.
Yeah.
So Drake's calling Allen. That's why I said go ahead and talk to him. He tried to call me, and I just shut it down. He called Allen.
Okay.
So, anyways, timeout Vilonia, and we are.
Couldn't hear the last sideline report.
Well, I can't do anything for you. It was all turned on. So, anyways, let me look at my setup here, Alan. I'll have you turned off. Now you're back on.
Just turn him up a bit right there.
Yeah, I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not. I'm gonna turn this level up over here a little bit too. Yeah, we heard him just fine in our ears. So if anybody didn't hear the sideline report, sorry about that. We could typically, if we can hear him in our ear,
He's standing on the 2.
we've got him going. We've got him going out to you guys. We're gonna just keep it right here. Drake. I just looked over and saw him standing there waiting on us doing another sideline report. But sorry, buddy, we were trying to figure out the settings, make sure we got you loud and clear this go around. So everything looks good on our end. Eagles are going to line up for a 4th down and 2, and they're going to line up like they're going to go for it. I don't know if it's going to be the offsides play or if we're actually going to run a play here. Maybe a little bit of both.
And they're coming.
Yes, sir.
Britton has it around left end. He faked to Rocha. It looks like the whole defense bit on that. But Britton pulls and keeps around left end, and he's going to have enough for the 1st down, plus a little bit more. Eagles are going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
And that was a good decision by him to pull that and get on around that end, because they were putting pressure on the left side there.
Britton pulls again. He's going to pitch late to Duff, and really it didn't matter if he kept it or if he pitched it. And he's looking over to the sideline saying, no more option, no more option. And Jordan Britton, we have never agreed with anyone more than we are right now with no more option, because it ain't working. Too many Maumelle guys downhill on that play.
They're certainly reading it well, and that's what you can say about that play.
So Britton goes with the hard count there. Gives to Rocha. Rocha's got running room. Looked like a face mask there. No flag.
Yeah,
there is a flag.
Got one in on top.
So Rocha's going to have 7 yards on the run himself. See what happens on the flag. Personal foul, face mask. So tack another 15 onto that. Plus your automatic first down, Allen. It's going to bring the ball out to the Maumelle 45-yard line. And Allen, you know, we've been across the 50 a whole bunch of times tonight, but this kind of seems to be our danger zone where we forget how to hold on to the football.
Yeah, and you know, it goes back to what I said at halftime. They're just bringing more men than what we can account for. So
Britton ready to receive the ball. Busted play. He keeps off of left tackle. He's going to be up ahead for about a 3-yard gain, where he's going to be stopped just short of the 40-yard line. So Eagles are going to have a 2nd and 7 at their own, at the Hornet 42.
yeah, so 3-yard gain.
Britton going to run the option this time. He keeps around right end, and he's going to be ahead for another good gain. So I guess,
you know, when we catch them on that play without the blitz, it's functional. It's a good little play when they're not blitzing, but when they blitz it, it's terrible.
That's right. It's almost like if we're going to run option, we need to go with a hard count or go on 2 or go on down. You know, change it up where they can't run those linebackers up before we snap the football. And then, yes, it can be an effective play. They can't just run up there and snap the ball in the same cadence and expect to be successful with it. Britton's going to throw the quick out to Kuntz. Kuntz looking to get upfield. He's going to stretch ahead out to the original line of scrimmage, where it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Eagles and 2 yards to go. I hear the gong ringing out there. It's the first thing I've been able to hear from the outside all night. Now we can hear the PA announcer guys over in the other booth. I was commenting on some things they were saying earlier. Drake said, "I don't think the people at home knew what you were talking about." I was like, "Well, I did, so don't worry about it."
Oh.
And you hate to see that on 4th down. Eagles are going to false start, so backs up 5 yards. It's going to be a 4th and 7 now instead of a 4th and 2. So where do we go to the playbook for this play, Allen?
I look at my matchups right out here, and we're 1-on-1 with this cornerback, Mr. Spencer, number 22, and Kuntz is coming out here. I like the slant play.
I can't disagree with the slant. Fulmer's going to split out here in the slot. Looks like Morris is in the slot at the top of your screen with Wirtz.
But we still have the numbers.
We do. Britton drops back to pass. He's rolling. He's going to throw it to Fulmer. And Fulmer unable to make the grab, and he might have heard footsteps, Allen.
And I don't know if he ran his route deep enough to be at a 1st down anyway. And with the defender being right there, it would have been tough.
Right. Also, well, yeah, I agree with what you're saying completely.
I like that play call and everything. I'd just like to see our route a little deeper, you know, and then we just got to execute. Coaches put us in a position to be successful there, and we just got to execute it.
That's right. Turnover on downs goes to the Hornets. They're going to have it at their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10 there.
This 4-by-1 set again, and
that was a penalty last time they did that. That guy was on the line of scrimmage and went in motion. That's going to be a touchdown for the Hornets.
80.
Coots had a hold of him and just could
And
not hang
somebody
on.
should have been yelling, crack back, crack back, crack back. And you're right, I thought that should have been a motion as well. The coach is over here screaming.
It was the same illegal motion that they did the same play earlier in the game when a man on the line of scrimmage goes in motion, and I just don't know that that's legal. I don't know if that's legal in football.
Well,
Typically, you think about the college game. What always happens if you're going to motion the tight end across? He points out to the receiver who steps off the line or steps onto the line. He steps off the line and then he goes in motion. So that's what I'm thinking about. I know everything doesn't translate from the college game down to the high school game, but you got to think that if you're on the line of scrimmage,
Go down, Drake.
And I've never seen a motion guy run. I think that may be what you're saying. Run in front of the receivers that are off the line.
Look at Drake.
So Drake's ready for a sideline report. We're going to give it a whirl and see if we can hear him this time. So Drake, tell me. No, we're not. We're actually. There he was. Okay. Go, Drake. All right, Drake, again, I don't know if you went out because the mic level was not changing over here on the system, and I'm not exactly sure why, to be honest with you. I'm going to unplug some cables and replug some cables for you here, buddy, but I don't know if I'm going to help you out or not.
Yeah. So
if
Trisha Milligan back deep for your Eagles. And we get to see Mr. Wheeler kick off again, and we're set. Milligan's going to take it at the 15, cut it back towards the middle. He's got a big gap there. He decides to bounce it out and gets taken down by Mr. Jacob Robinson, number 54, for your Hornets. So let me catch myself up right here in huddle. And we're going to get a nice little 5-yard return out of that. And like Drake said, hopefully we can get something rolling here. We ain't got our heads down too low. Let's finish this thing off strong. 2 tight ends, 2 split out. Veer set.
Option.
And,
Option again, and it's going backwards, Allen.
Yeah, Milligan's taking it.
Don't get him killed.
Yeah.
The Maumelle defender is helping him up off the turf over there. You do like to see that after some of the flags and the mouthing and whatnot that went on earlier in the game. So good sportsmanship there by the Maumelle tackler. But again, the option play is just not. I mean, it's just not working tonight.
No, well, it's not when they're blitzing us like that.
That's it.
We've got to catch them, like you said, get that cadence mixed up and catch them off their blitz, and it works. But they've got 2 and 3 defenders out there every time we pitch that ball. And that was Duff on the run there right from the pitch from Britton. And he does what he can to get a 4-yard gain. And that brings it
into the third quarter there, Allen.
Yeah, as your Eagles are down here starting the fourth quarter, 34-7.
Okay, we're going to try Drake one more time. I know the last couple times we have not been able to hear him, but we're going to give it a whirl now.
It's showing down there. Yeah.
But hopefully keep the morale on the sideline up and in this game. We're going to at least show something right here so we can stay in it. Once again, from your 150-foot skybox, throw a jacket down. But going into the fourth quarter, hopefully score a couple times, make it look good. Thank you guys.
Yeah, Drake, I'm still not sure if that's going out to everybody.
It's going out in our ear, though.
Yeah, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm getting a text here. Let me see what it says. Nope, cannot hear him at home. I think I know what the answer is. So I'm going to take our mics out of the system briefly and put them right back in. So you're not going to hear anything for just a minute, but you will have the video. So bear with me. All right, we're out. Test, test, test. All right. So we're back with you here, and I think I know what the issue there is. We could hear Drake in our ear. We've got two different settings here on how we get the mics actually into the software, and I chose the other one here. Again, that should have been a little bit of a push after he was a yard out of bounds because he was well on the white, but no flag, as that's Morris around left end for about a 10-yard gain there. So 4th and 2.
Yeah, that's where we're at. And I like that play call. Get out there and get. We took advantage of our numbers to this field side, so we done what we could do there.
Okay, so here we go. Britton fumble. Turnover on downs. The Hornets are going to have it at the Eagle 25. Okay, so yeah, at the half we had to switch the way we bring our mics into the system, and definitely they could tell a difference at home. We've got it back to the original way now, but at the half when we tried to bring the mics back up after the halftime show, they weren't showing. So we'll hear Drake again now. Heck, we may have been talking through the microphone on the computer rather than through our headsets.
So they can tell a difference now.
The text I got says they can definitely tell a difference in the sound now. So we're back to normal. McCullough drops back to pass, throws deep over the middle. It's going to be touchdown Maumelle. One play, touchdown Maumelle.
Who was that completed to?
18. Brings the score to 40-7. Eagles trail. And if I'm not mistaken, Alan, they're going to stay out there and go for 2. I don't understand that call.
Don't understand it either.
But, hey, some coaches want to get while they can, and I guess Maumelle's wanting to really rack it up here. I can't make the math make sense in my head of why you'd want to have 42 instead of 41 when the opponent only has 7. I mean, I understand the math of it, but it doesn't make sense to go for 2 here when you're up 33 points already. McCullough drops the pass. He's going to throw the slant to number 4. That's Allen's brother, Byron Wade. And it's going to bring the score to 42-7. Well, there's a max of 13. So I disagree with the choice to go for 2 there. But either way, they did, and they convert. So 42-7. If Drake would get over here, we'd actually get him into, hey, put the camera over there. He's getting somebody all riled up. He's over there by the student standing by the fence.
Yeah, I see.
he was getting into whatever the band was playing over there. There he is.
Yeah.
Oh, Drake, if you had your mic out, we'd go to you hot there. So there you can see your cheerleaders. That's some of our students who made the trip down here to the Maumelle campus. As he said, Hawaiian night. You see the leis over there, and you see the Hawaiian print shirts. And I was actually expecting to see there is a grass skirt back there in the background.
There it is.
Yep. So there is at least one grass skirt over there. I think it might be on a dude, but hey, that's okay.
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat.
Who do we got? Milligan back deep.
That's right. Wheeler set to kick. Kicks away. Milligan's going to field it at the 6. He's up across the 10 to the 15. Looking for running room at the 20. Splits a couple of defenders. He's going to be brought down at the 24. And they're going to give him just shy of the 24. So give him 18 on the return. Eagles set up at their own 24-yard line with a 1st and 10. And, Alan, I'd sure like to put some points on the board here.
Yeah, go ahead and chafer it up for me.
Oh, hey, I ain't even going to Schaefer at this point. Just get me some points on the board.
Exactly. You know, I was always told if you don't like what's happening to you, stop it.
That's right.
Yeah. Put the shovel down and stop digging, and let's go back to work. So let's see what happens here.
Oh, Drake's already getting set up. He's got Mr. Newman and 2 other people over there. I think he's getting ready for the next opportunity to go to the sideline. So we'll be ready to go to him just as soon as we get an opportunity.
And Coach Cron's out on the field for some reason.
Cron just wanted to get some camera time.
Yeah.
Hustle, Coach. All right. He finally leaves the field, and we can run a play. Rocha the lone back.
He didn't look like a track coach there,
No,
did
not
he?
at all. Britton drops the pass. He's going to throw the slant to Wirtz finally, and Wirtz is going to get outside and have a big gain up to the 40-yard line, 16 yards. And finally, in the fourth quarter, I think they run what we've been begging for, Alan. And I'm not saying we're geniuses at all.
No.
We're just a couple of buffoons that talk about football.
Knuckleheads with some mics.
Yeah. I do like the slant, though.
I did like that
now,
play call.
I will say this also. The defense is not really playing us
It's
nearly
tight.
as aggressive
Yeah.
as they were. So that makes that play a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Britton ready. He has the ball. He looks to throw quick. Throws it out here to Morris. Morris trying to get up across the 45 to the 50, the 40, 35, the 30. He's finally going to be brought down out at the 26-yard line of the Maumelle Hornets. So big catch and throw there by Britton to Morris. Wirtz with an outstanding block on a defender to spring him for the extra yardage. Clock rolls at 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to play here in the game.
And again, we're moving it between the 20s. We got to get inside that red zone and convert.
Britton, same play except to Wirtz this time. Wirtz trying to find some running room, and he does too much dancing, and all the Hornets show up there to sting him.
Yeah. He didn't like the hole that he was given on the outside, and he looked inside, and he really didn't like that hole.
Yeah, then it was too late.
Then it was too late.
So Eagles are going to have 2nd and 10 there at their Hornet 26. Staying with that 4 wide receiver set. Rocha remains the lone back.
I call Former with the slant right here.
Britton has the ball around the right end. He's up across the 10, and the turf monster gets him there at the 10. He's actually going to be marked down at the 9. And, Alan, I don't know. He looked like he was trying to make one more cut. And
yeah, because he had a lead blocker out there.
Either the turf monster or Chuck Norris on the Rocky Knoll sniped him. I don't know which got him, but either way, he was on his way to 6, and he just went down.
I didn't hear the shot.
I didn't either.
So
Norris is sneaky like that, though.
Yeah.
So Britton's set to receive the snap again. He keeps again around the right end, looking for room. He fumbles the football, and who has it? Eagles? No. Maumelle has the football. So, just like you said, Alan, we're moving the ball down, and it's like the goal line has some repellent, some eagle repellent on it, as we just cannot get one in. Hornets will take over at their own 7. 1st and 10 there.
All right, here we go.
McCullough stays on at quarterback for the Hornets. He has the ball. He's looking to pass. Throws it out wide to number 1. He has running room again. Out to the 15 where he hurdles a tackler across the 20 down to the 24-yard line. Tyreek Robinson, the receiver. 54 on the tackle for the Eagles. That is Christian Gardner. I called his name quite a few times tonight as well. He's had a pretty good game defensively. Maumelle looking to add some more as they continue to pass here, leading by 35 late in the fourth quarter. And I mean, actually, we're in the mercy rule.
Yeah,
so
we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah. But Maumelle continuing to throw the football. And, Alan, you know that what they say.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around.
Yep. And
throwing again. Pass is caught up around the 30 to the 40, across the 50. Zeke Bell makes a good tackle at the Eagle 45-yard line, but it's another huge gain on yet another pass by the Maumelle Hornet offense. Actually going to mark him down at the 44-yard line of the Eagles.
And he just slips out up underneath the coverage there. Warsham, how do you say his name? Warsham?
What's his number?
12.
Worsham. So Jackson's going to have the ball on the handoff. He's slipping through arm tackles there. Finally going to be hit hard by number 45 for the Eagles. That is Jaden Wimberly, a sophomore in, to make the tackle. Ball is going to be at the Eagle 37. 2nd down and 3 to go. Nick Lewis has checked in at one of the cornerback positions. Mitchell in at the other corner. Kyle Vines at the safety position. And the Eagles get a good push up front. Clay Kellett on to sack the quarterback there. No, that was a handoff. I'm sorry. Jackson, no room to run as Kellett comes through like he's shot out of a cannon and makes the tackle for a loss. Brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Hornets back at the Eagle 39.
And we got to come up with 2 more stops here and pick our head up and try to go down and drive and score again.
And just hang on to the stinking ball.
Yeah, and that's kind of the storyline of the night is the turnovers.
McCullough has it, looks to throw, and he does. It's going to be dropped by Tyreek Robinson. Correct. The clock should be running. I'm fine that it's not, I suppose. Now he's saying go ahead and run it. So 4th down and 5 for the Hornets. Eagles looking to get another stop on defense. And, Alan, if I had to pick a player of the game right now, it would be pretty much the Eagle defense.
Yeah.
And
they've been on the field a lot tonight.
They have. They've made a lot of good plays, made a lot of good stops, and they haven't given up at all. You see Bartlett there chasing the quarterback, and he's going to come and lower the boom on McCullough.
Putting the Bartlett boom.
I like it. And excitement all up in the booth here on the boom by Bartlett. My goodness. He got every bit of that lick.
The Bartlett boom. I like it. So 5:23 left. The clock's going to continuously run because the mercy rule has been enforced. Corey over there pecking away on his little phone. We got a flag coming from the. Oh, it's illegal substitution for Maumelle. Well, Mama says take it however you can get it. So
that's right. I'm sorry. I'm reading these texts over here that I'm getting. It's interesting. It's nothing I'm going to repeat on the broadcast right now. It's fairly serious matter. I'm gonna keep it quiet for the moment, but I am paying attention to what I'm getting, and I can confirm what I'm being texted is correct. So Vines gives to who was the back? That was Morris. Morris is ahead for a
close to a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, I'm saying they're calling second, but the box he doesn't even know where to put the. I mean, is the nose? Oh, okay. So the nose is not quite touching the yard line.
So that's going to have to be a 4-yard pickup.
4-yard gain. 4 9/10, I guess. Give was to Draven Smith. He's going to be driven backwards. They're going to give him forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage, where they're going to say 3rd and inches.
Just move the ball
the polo shirts and the khaki pants. Yeah. So those guys actually belong to Maumelle, but could definitely be what we're hearing. So, anyways, Vine's back up under center. He has the ball. He's going to pitch it to Smith. Smith doesn't get it, and he's going to be hit deep by several Maumelle Hornets. So that's going to be a loss of about 8 on the play, back to the 45-yard line of the Eagles.
They're going to call it the 46.
Okay, so give him the 46. So just a loss of 7. Eagles with a 4th down here. They're going to bring the punt unit on. Any thoughts on that?
No.
Okay, yeah, I agree with the silence in the booth. So, anyways, punt unit comes on for the Eagles. It's Britton and Morris back deep. There's another Eagle running on late. It's the up back. Drops his mouthpiece. Snap nearly goes over Britton's head. He gets the punt away. Maumelle runs out of the way of it. It was going to hit that kid right in the back. Ball takes an Eagle bounce. It's going to roll down to the 18-yard line, and it's where the Hornets are going to take over with the 1st and 10. So, Hornets with a 1st and 10 back at their own 18-yard line. And that's where they're going to set up shop. Now, Allen,
yeah,
if they come out passing here,
yeah,
which I agree with this. You know, if you don't like it, stop it. But we've got a bunch of sophomores and JV players in there now. Hornets do hand off, but it's still the starting running back Jackson, and he's out across the 25 to the 30, to the 50, to the 45, cuts back there at the 40. Kyle Vines is finally going to bring him down at the 36-yard line of the Eagles. So they do go with the handoff, but still the starting running back in. Jackson. First and 10 for the Hornets. They're looking for the play call.
They're just sorry you hadn't heard much from me. There's just not much to add to it. I mean, as we're ticking close down to a minute here, play looks like they're finally going to go in there.
They're in some kind of weird
victory formation.
Okay. I almost thought it was a punt formation with this guy back deep in the way that the quarterback and the two backs were set up. So Maumelle finally goes to the victory formation and takes a knee. Clock's rolling under a minute. We're 55 seconds left to play here, and the Eagles are going to suffer the second worst defeat of the season here. Alan, I don't have a lot else to say about it. I mean, you beat by 42 last week, and you come down here and you played pretty good in the first half. Ultimately, you get beat by 35 here tonight, and those are that's two historic losses back to back for this Eagles team.
And you take away the turn, and I'm going to Schaefer it up here. Take away the turnovers, and we're there. I mean, that's 4, 5 turnovers that just killed us. It simply killed us.
So that's going to be the last snap of the game. The play clock or the game clock's down under 10 now. Continues to tick. See the officials leaving the field. Both teams out to shake hands. We are finally at 0-0, and that's going to do it here from Maumelle Hornet Stadium as your Eagles go down by the score of 42-7 here, and anyways, as I put the final up there and you see the guys shaking hands, like I said, 2 historic defeats. Last week losing by 42 points. That was the biggest margin of defeat in at least 16 years for the Eagles. I looked that up on the Fearless Friday Vilonia Eagle history page, and that's as far as they go back as 16 years. So, it could have been the worst margin of defeat ever for all I know, because I don't ever remember getting beat by that much. And then you come down here and you lose by 35. You've got to question, what is the psyche of the Eagles going into next week's ball game versus help me out, Harrison. We play Harrison at home. Homecoming game for the Eagles, so you would hope they'd be up a little bit for that, but, what's the mindset like?
The coaches who've got an uphill battle this week is to, just getting them back together because, again, this week's done and over with, and the only thing you can change is, the game's coming up. So they do have an uphill battle getting them mentally ready to take on Harrison Goblins, and Harrison was up big against Morrilton at halftime. I don't know a final yet.
Yeah, let me check a score on that.
So our hands are going to be full next week again as one of the top contenders in the 5A West. So, we got the number of plays we needed. We ran 53 plays. We got our total yardage that we needed. It simply come down to turnovers.
That's right. I tell you what, Alan, that was actually Greenbrier playing Morrilton. They continue to lead Morrilton in the fourth quarter. Harrison all over Clarksville, winning by a score of 63-6.
Wow.
So as bad as I thought it was here, it could have been worse.
That's right.
So, with that, I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to take a brief break while we get set up for the postgame show. We're not going to take away from the postgame show. We've actually had some discussion in the back of the booth here. We are going to have an Eagle player of the game, as we did feel like there was a gentleman who really stood out in our minds that we have not had up as a player of the game yet. So we are going to have one player of the game tonight. May take a minute for us to get him up here. As Drake says, it's like 10,000 feet from the field to the booth.
And it's still gross.
So, anyways, we're gonna try to get that young man up here, and you're gonna hear some music here for just a minute. But stay tuned. Drake and Allen are gonna reset the game, and we are gonna have an Eagle up for a post-game interview. This has been Vilonia Eagle Football live on Eagle Vision, brought to you by Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, D&N Construction, and the Charlie Roller Foundation. And I didn't set my stuff up over here, so I'm going to talk for just a minute while I take us out here. Stay tuned for Drake and Allen with the postgame show.
And we're back live here at Hornet Stadium. It was a long night for the Eagles, but Alan, you guys have been in Maumelle. I've been in Hawaii down there. Student section with a Hawaii theme tonight. We've had so much fun. It was a good atmosphere. The fans over there are staying positive. Players staying positive. It's been a good night here at Maumelle as far as atmosphere-wise, and we've been able to accumulate a lot of positivity around our program in the preseason, and now coming to this ball game, dropping to 0-5. But nonetheless, these guys are not going to give up. These fans are not going to give up. We're going to come back next week, and we're going to continue to progress this season.
Yeah, we are, and we've done a lot of good things here tonight. It was just when we got inside that red zone, the turnovers, they just killed us.
Yeah,
turnovers killed us, and that's all we can say about it, because we've done a good job moving the ball. Defense spent a lot of time out on the field. And at the end, they just got wore out.
That's right. Yeah.
Wore out. They done a good job getting to the ball, gang tackling, wrapping up that I've been screaming for. They done an excellent job with that tonight.
Yeah, they did. Second half.
It just kind of got away in the second half when we got tired.
There it goes. There you go. Second half, there was a lot of positives, a lot of negatives here and there. 20-7 at halftime, finishes 42-7. Your Eagles are mercy ruled in the end, but nonetheless, we kept our starters out there. A lot of our fresh guys stayed on the sidelines, but we wanted those guys to get out there, get some experience late in the ball game, say, hey, you're tired, but fight through it here in the fourth quarter.
That's right.
And do what you can to make this game respectable.
And you know, we tried.
Yeah.
You know, we're driving late, and just the ball got coughed up down at the 5, and that happened numerous times as we're driving late. And that's why we only put up 7.
Right, that's right.
So
that was the big problem, was turnovers. I think we had in total 5 turnovers. Yeah. I know that Britton had 4 total, and one of those nights that just you got to shake off.
Right. Yeah, you got to put it behind you. Learn from what was causing it and what happened, and move forward, because we got Harrison coming in, and as we stated in pregame, they're looking to win the 5A West.
Yeah, they are. They look really hot.
Our challenge does not get any easier.
That's right. That's right. Homecoming week this coming week, but we've got a special guest with us here in the booth, the man, the myth, the legend. We've got Caden Bartlett coming in here. We'll try to get him in the camera shot. It's a little tight here in Hornet Stadium. A beautiful press box. I think we're a good 211 feet. I think that's what the gatekeeper told us. We're 211 feet in the air right now. Long elevator ride up.
Yeah.
But it's been an awesome night here in the press box with great accommodations. I'd like to thank them. We'll bring you into the booth now Mr. Caden Bartlett. Caden, good game tonight.
Thank you.
You had a good defensive game.
Now, can you walk me through, Caden? Go ahead, and if you'll hold up your arm there, what happened this past Monday? How did this come about?
Well, we were just doing some special team stuff, and I just hit it wrong or something like that, and just broke.
Was it in the hand, the arm, or the wrist?
It was in the middle of the hand.
Okay.
Middle of the hand. No surgery needed, though, right?
No.
So walk me through, which this happened how long ago?
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday. So how long? It's only been, what, not even 2 weeks since this happened, and you're already back on the field. How much pain are you, and how well have you been able to fight through this?
Well, it doesn't hurt that bad since I got this cast on it, but if I hit it wrong, then it's just, there's not much.
Right. Stings a little bit at least. Now walk me through that last big hit you had there. We'll start with that one. That was a lick. How'd that one feel?
No, it felt good. I just saw him and took the opportunity and went. And
I got you.
A little frustration there.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
So what were you guys doing defensively to contain their speed? They had big plays, but overall we contained them for the most of the night.
Yeah, we just have 2 outside linebackers, and we just need to contain them to have all those fast players.
Yes, they did. Now, Caden, you had quite a few tackles, not quite a few big plays, playing really well. How does it feel to have so much success, even in a loss?
Loss is a loss. It's never really. It's a team sport.
I feel you 100%. Now, Caden, coming into Harrison next week. Harrison's a big game, homecoming. We haven't won a homecoming game in 7 or 8 years now. It's been the homecoming drought, as they call it. What do we do to try to reverse that coming in next week and win the ball game?
Well, it all starts in practice. So you just got to work hard in practice, and everything will fall through in the game, hopefully.
That's right. Yep. That's right. Caden, thanks for joining us. Alan, you got anything else?
No. Good night, young man.
Caden, you had an awesome night playing. Thanks so much for coming up here in the booth with us. It's been a good night, and you had a great ball game. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll wrap it up here with some more stats as Caden is sneaking out.
Yeah.
As far as the offense goes tonight for the Eagles, we saw a pretty solid first half, and Maumelle showed us some things we didn't expect to see, especially throwing the ball. Even in the last possession, Maumelle's leading the ball game 35-7, then 42-7. They're still throwing the ball. They really threw the ball a whole lot more than we thought they would tonight.
They did, and their statistics shows it. I mean, they had 283 yards through the air and 182 on the ground, which we thought it would be just the opposite.
That's right.
So, that's why we play the game. We didn't scout for that, and we still done well holding them. They had big plays
right
that broke them open to put them in a position to score.
Yeah, the big play was a big part of their ball game and being able to get down the field quickly. They got a lot of faster guys. Walk me through offensively. Jordan Britton, 138 rushing yards, it says there. I know he had a couple turnover issues, but nonetheless, he threw the ball well, he ran the ball well and had a lot of success on the ground.
He did, and when we would catch Maumelle not blitzing us, and we could tackle the number, or we could block the number of blockers they had up there, we done very effectively. It was what was creating havoc for us when Maumelle was bringing the 7-8 guys through the blitz, and we just didn't have the personnel to block.
Right.
So
we talked about it on the way up here too. They, as far as Maumelle goes offensively, we expected to see them with 250 to 300 rushing yards, and then maybe even under 100, 120 passing yards. But they really did flip the script on the Eagles tonight. That was an issue that I don't guess maybe we weren't very prepared for.
No, we wasn't, and I say we wasn't. I know we got beat by 35, but that was still the big plays that got them into that.
Right.
25-plus yard touchdowns and 75-yard pass plays that we wasn't expecting, but they weren't down the field. They were short. They're athletes that made plays. So, at this point, it is what it is, and we got, like Mr. Bartlett said, we got to get ready for Harrison coming up because they're going to roll into town and expect a big win, and we can upset their dreams, and that's the mentality we're going to have to take at this point.
That's right. You look at the speed got us tonight. That's a good way to sum up the ball game. The speed of Maumelle got us. We had a total of 355 yards. Maumelle had 440 yards. Passing the ball, we had 63. They had a surprise, 283 yards through the air. Running the football, we had 275 yards. A pretty good night. That's where you want to be. It's on par with what we'd like to do. And then 182 rushing yards from Maumelle tonight. Turnover count, 5 turnovers, 4 fumbles, and an interception for Vilonia, and then that 1 fumble that Maumelle lost. As far as the penalty count goes, Vilonia had 2 penalties tonight. Maumelle had 12 penalties for 197 yards. We just weren't able to capitalize off of those.
And we wasn't. So we just couldn't get it going tonight.
That's right.
That's the best way to put it.
That's right. A lot of turnovers in key situations, things that set us back. That was the major one. We'll go ahead and take you around the state with the 5A scoreboard. Alma against Farmington tonight. Alma has finished that ball game. They will win, it says, 35-18. Last check on, let's see here. The Maumelle Vilonia game has gone final, of course. Greenbrier in the 4th quarter leads Morrilton 38-31. That is the 5A game of the week, and it looks like Barry Grooms picked that one right, Edward Hootens. It's a barn burner over there. Little Rock Christian has beaten Sylvan Hills by 7. Continuing around, Pulaski Academy, of course, running away against BB. Clarksville losing to Harrison 63-6 at home tonight. I think I remember hearing that it was at homecoming, so that's a spoiler for them.
So it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
That's 2 games in a row now that Harrison will play against a homecoming team. Clarksville had their homecoming this week. Harrison runs away with that ball game. That stinks for our friends, our Panthers up at Clarksville, but one of those that you just kind of, it's bitter, but you got to take it. Now, for the Eagles next week, as we talked about, facing Harrison. Harrison's primarily a passing team. However, last year, what they do? They ran the double wing against us, and it worked.
A little dose of our own medicine against us. A little
dose, that's right. They ran for over 300 yards, had a lot of success running the ball. Looking at those stats yesterday on Max Preps, they're a team you don't know what they're going to do, I guess. They can throw the ball all over you, and last year they ran the ball very effectively. It'll be interesting to see how we go into next week. Starting 0-5, but you know what? Coming off of this one, if we can go ahead and get a rally going and get a couple wins together, we can salvage the rest of this season.
We can, and at this point, that's our reality that's in front of our face, and that's what we're going to have to do.
That's our goal. Started off next week with 1-0 each week. Take it week by week, 1-0 each week we go. With this has been Eagle Visions broadcast the Vilonia High School game. Once again, your final score, Vilonia falls short 42-7 tonight against Maumelle at Maumelle. For Drake Toll, Alan Wade, Corey Erie, our play-by-play guy, I'd like to thank DNN Construction, Charlie Roller Foundation, our sponsors. We'll hit you out with some music to close out. Signing off from Maumelle, Arkansas.